versus Ghostpretzel, a little Baiken jam action. Let's get to it.
Yeah, gonna be a very interesting one. Both characters fairly stubby in terms of that close range, want to just constantly fight, go, go, go. And both of them do have the parry, so there's a lot of similarities, surprisingly.
Yeah, right. The biggest difference, of course, going to be is like having that frame 1, as whereas Jam they leave versus frame 5 to be a little bit more specific on how you use it. But so far here, Falke had to spend that burst first, but does keep Ghost stuck in this corner. Ooh, a bit of a Yo Johnson moment. That super jump JS. You know they were looking for the Yo Johnson overhead, but Ghost here going to put Falke through this wall, get a hard knockdown. This Jam super packs a punch, and also it seems to wall break from damn near full screen.
It's genuinely a fantastic super. I think it may be up there next to Ramlethal in terms of one of the best reversal supers getting out of any situation. And Ghostpretzel, off of one side swap scenario, one walk under, was able to dominate from there. Falke is looking pretty good in neutral, I'd say, across the board. Yeah, case in point, fantastic JD on the round start to get started. But as soon as it gets flipped, Ghostpretzel is able to do so much of it. So caution will be on your side.
Yeah, there's that puffball there. A little bit tough for elements of Baiken. You know, you can't quite just fish out like you normally would with some of her longer range buttons. You know, able to quite snipe a lot of those out. You have to play a lot more of that close range, maybe even, you know, IB it if you get the chance. Gets that empower, urging to take put through the wall here. Did not get any stocks on the way through, so Falke will be a little bit more on the safer side. Oh, we are BRC'ing off of that. Wait, that was definitely quite a surprise jump scare there as well. Seen a lot more BRCs in this version, of course, with that PRC nerf coming through. So a lot more of these delayed setups are not coming out as often, but Ghost there giving up their turn at the end. Gets tether set. Oh, she throws the quick reset, going for a quick held 5D. Send him to the skies there, but Ghost gonna take game 1.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was a held one. That was a tap 5D. Falke was going for the all-out, balls-out play, hoping to God that that charge 5D landed, which I like it. Too bad Ghostpretzel was a bit antsy on defense, went for the fuzzy tech or even the throw on defense. Just worked out.
Yeah. Really good stuff there. And you're kind of seeing back and forth, like these two characters. I've had a chance to play this matchup a lot now as the Baiken side, and it felt pretty rough. And you know, I hate to say it felt doomed in a way, but just, you know, new character woes, right? I was at Combo Breaker as well this year. This is the character that actually knocked me out of the tournament, so I felt very determined to be like, all right, what does Jam actually do in this version? And the more you kind of fight this character, you start to like see where some of her, you know, faults are. But one of the things I think Baiken does struggle with, where a lot of characters don't have to deal with, is, you know, a lot of her, like, you know, flip Rekka RPS. You know, you can usually snipe out of the sky with a standing P and stuff, but, you know, Baiken having that short, stubby 5P, not able to quite apply it so far.
And her 6P as well is both metal and doesn't go far. So that's another issue with the flip resets. A lot of characters, like you said, just deal with it easily, right? Goldo's 2P can deal with it, right? That's a godlike anti-air. It is a bit of a struggle if that does get started, but luckily Falke's not had to deal with that yet. Just been a oh god. I mean, you watch what I say, and we're already seeing Falke having a tough time as it continues on the Ghostpretzel's side.
Yeah, good chunk of damage there, of course, getting access to increased damage too with those empowered specials. Ooh, goes for a little bit of that empty into the low with the 2D. Goes for the Yo Johnson overhead, no meter behind it, another 2D with the counter hit, had the S tether at the ready. Great wall break routing here as well from Falke. Gonna get that positive rolling in here as well. Got up to 100 meter pretty soon. Sends it out with the IAD Yo Johnson.
Yeah, that was a really good Yo Johnson getting that air. Oh, no meaty throw, no meaty, nothing in Ghostpretzel now as a corner. Do not let the turnabout happen, surely. The RC, maybe to get even more damage, but to get the stock ups, it's very nice. This is not looking good for Falke. Oh no! First, off the table.
Can we throw here? Oh no, maybe you could have had an option to air throw there. Ghostpretzel, but you know, with the skin on their teeth, just a little bit of health left was all they needed, man. Just able to quite do it. And yeah, you kind of saw Ghost trying to bait out maybe a burst there from Falke to try to get a bit of space after. It didn't quite get given. And then just, yeah, like unfortunate canceled timing then got JD. Maybe they were looking for an air throw there. But you can definitely still interact with Jam if you're kind of at her level from there. Oh, and we're actually making the switch to Slayer as well. Definitely curious to see. I can't say I've seen Falke playing this character before, so kind of excited to see if this is more of maybe their original character, or heck, maybe something that they kind of use for counterpick. And, you know, Slayer character, if you're looking to just kind of RPS with a health bar, is definitely a pretty good pick.
I would probably put down Slayer. Like, he's the best character for checking the opponent's mental state, right? Like, can you throw Master's Hammer? Are you going to fuzzy react to the overhead? You know what I mean? Like, that's Slayer. If your opponent isn't ready for it, Slayer can steamroll any matchup. And Ghostpretzel might be already dealing with some of the damage off the table and just set the pile bunker. Alright, I like the bravery.
Yeah, unfortunately, it did not have to be. Oh, good air throw there. Good recognition so far, and actually gets the cross through with that dandy on the pile bunker. YRC gonna able to get that back step as well. Ooh, bit of a air. Okay, end up working out as well. Got that deflect shield in there, jump that may looking for a JD or an air throw attempt, but good stuff here, Falke so far. Kind of getting their first advantage state in the set so far, so maybe definitely right.
That is a villainy, man. That is a pure ability. Went for the left, right, but not gonna get it. Sadly going good night, and Ghostpretzel stealing it. Got you in the corner and go for a lot of flip resets. And Slayer is also kind of a character that struggles with flip resets. I think 5P can work, but it's also extremely stubby.
Oh, chases this guy. Good JP again. Oh, almost gets a full route as well there. Falke kind of showing that this Slayer is definitely a character to be feared in their side. Great 6P on that reset attempt here. Ghostpretzel sends it out with the super. Here comes the burst though immediately. Has to work against 50 meter here on Ghost's side. They'll be a little bit careful, but Slayers are rarely ever careful. They're willing to bet it all. And a pile bunker to do it. Had the meter behind it though. Good stuff to Falke, answering back, saying no 3-0 for this stream set here.
I think what this comes down to is Falke fighting someone about the similar level. Both players clearly learning, getting into the scene, getting into Guilty Gear Strive, and the character swap is throwing knowledge checks at you. And we're seeing Ghostpretzel dealing with those knowledge checks and being all like, oh my goodness, this Slayer guy's scary. Which he is. I don't like fighting Slayer personally. He's a really good knowledge check character. Best of luck to you.
I have an incredibly good Slayer at my local as well, and definitely playing them a ton has taught me a lot about interacting with this character. And it's like, it feels like you can't, but you definitely have more options than not. But Ghostpretzel here so far, pretty good advantage point so far here in this fourth game. I guess Falke in this corner, feeling much more akin to the earlier first two games. Good chunk of damage under here behind it. And absolutely, you know what? If you got 50 meter and you're not sure, send a one shot with that 50 behind it and see what happens.
Yeah, no, I love that play. Genuinely genius. You've got the meter. You're in one-hit scenario. If they do anything, you get it. Oh, it's the infinite. Whoa! Went to the side swap pile bunker. You never expect that.
Absolutely. That 6-8. Just feel like he's locked up so far. Multiple overheads coming in here. Falke getting a bit of that momentum back here in this game 4. Not trying to get their first loss so far in the night, but once again, this is that ladder format, so you can play as many games as you want in this 2-hour window. Ooh, another unfortunate air deflect shield here, Falke. Maybe just kind of saying, I don't even need this meter. Put you through the wall. Ghostpretzel on a pixel. Oh, but a charge route to take care of self-sucking.
Would you rather dragon kick or pile bunker? Like, that's what that came down to right there. My goodness, set point here for Ghostpretzel and getting started. Already looking fantastic for them. They could probably take it off of this, but Falke is a bit of seed burst. So even though we're stuck in the offense, we're taking a lot of damage, you got that burst advantage. Maybe utilize it for something good. That's the best you're gonna get.
2S press 2, yeah, there by Ghost. Willing to challenge out that kind of cross-through attempt again. Falke pretty low on health here. Even with super, I don't think it's gonna be enough to kill with that scaling off the RC. Yeah, so we'll have to see what Ghost tries to represent here on. Falke have to block something out here again. There's access to 50 and deflect shield as well, so let's see.
Wow. The wake up DRC working out for some reason. Maybe the comeback could be on, but it's a one-hit scenario. And sadly, a match 2K will be making you take the first L. You're not out of the bracket, which is awesome. You're still in it, but down a match. But 2030, how would you say that? Cicadas?
Cicadas, yeah.
Cicadas, right. I've never seen that word in my life, my goodness. On the Nagoriyuki, a battle of the blades.
Yeah, and I wasn't familiar with Weather Cicadas for quite some time, and then I have a few online friends who are great Nago players as well, and they were fully aware of this player, and so getting to see them play a little bit more in these online brackets definitely is a Nago to be feared. And You know, Baiken, another character. I said I'm super ready to be able to play her and kind of understand like where this character's been at. She's been on quite a journey in Guilty Gear Strive, and this version, while she may not be her best version of herself, she's got a lot of great tools to, of course, still play in this version of Guilty Gear for this point. But we've all had to sit there and block Nago H buttons, and it doesn't really feel good no matter what character you're playing. Try to get that IADJS to connect, but trades with the 2H more than enough for Cicada to take that first round.
Does appear that Nagoriyuki is looking strong, cycling a lot of defensive options in a good way and dominating Moon, putting in the corner. But with the throw, has the rope attached, and now with another throw, that's a combo.
Keep the safe side here again for the side switch. Actually, no way to actually get the corner steal there with that setup, so Cicadas is kind of caught slacking a little bit. Going to his wall, big chunk of damage here again, but all it takes is one good hit from this Nago. Still be there, and backdash to get ourselves started. Look at this, oh, but unfortunately drops it there. Got a little bit too excited for him before it ended up coming out. Sends out Gun to try to catch the back Fukio as well. Great stuff, dominating Moon, taking us to round 3.
You know what I also quite like about that gun? It was done after the Tatami, which is a bit of a weird scenario, right? Like, Baiken's not really plus enough to do anything. It creates a situation where they want it RPS heavy, but that gun comes out in 5 frames. If they do something, they get hit, right? They back up, they get hit. So it's a good play. And dominating Moon from that good play is just stolen so much momentum going into the next round. Gets the final hit. That was just a fantastic Baiken round after a good super call out.
Yeah, and I've heard a lot of Nago players talk about this character, about Baiken, as, you know, like, Baiken should be considered a lot stronger. But I think she just, like, gets to RPS well around what Nagos tend to do in this version of Strive, right? Nago, in this current kind of, like, game plan, it feels like it's so much heavily invested into getting the blood level up and then just pressing the big H buttons there. Well, Baiken can definitely stand in a spot, and if you are not ready with her to IAD in, she can absolutely call out some of these, you know, slower, bigger, heavy options too. So, and her reward is pretty darn good, but here you see Cicadas is showing off right now that you can definitely represent 6P against a lot of Baiken's, you know, block strings and stuff as well, but it can't be your only option, right? She absolutely has the ability to still do a lot at back, and so far Cicadas answering back for a weird combo as well with that tether, but a good parry here, getting a bit of space back.
I like the patience for the jump back. Allowing dominating him to get right back in, but the 6P to deny the airspace. We're doing it twice in a row. Yeah, good call-outs in general. I like it. Just sitting there, okay, let's my opponent do it. Let's call that out. Let's not get too aggressive just yet. Is the super the right play?
Oh, no, it be 5H to do it. Oh, but it was supposed to get a combo after. Overhead's going to connect, but the 5H is just going to whiff. Afterwards, it's going to whiff after here. Still able to find the connection they need. Cicadas there. A couple of a little too oopsies back to back, but still able to find that round. Moon stuck in this corner now. Oh, tries to deflect shield out, but a good call here. Cicadas keeping pressure out. No meter behind it. Wow, we were willing to press. We were definitely not plus there to do it. But I'm needing Moon absolutely getting scrappy with it.
Yeah, you gotta appreciate it. Just going for that Baiken mindset of go, go, go. But Cicadas should be able to get a massive combo here for the kill, but no, doesn't know a rope combo for the wall break. Very unfortunate. Gonna have to look for one more hit, and with Nagoriyuki at this point, very easy to do so. 1-1.
Yeah, this is a character that I think, you know, there's basically 2 different types of Baiken players you run into in an online environment, right? It's going to be the you know, we immediately slam on the gas at all points, and we are willing to just, you know, bet the whole bar on no matter what she was doing. And then there's the more like slow, responsive, like taking advantage of her incredibly good tool in GCP or picking up fight spots, and you kind of have to find yourself being a little bit more on the you know, hesitant side, because Nago will absolutely make you feel it more than Baiken does to Nago, unless you're at high blood and she gets the right hit. She's going to jump out IAD with that Yozansen, getting a good pickup after a trade working out in favor of Cicadas. Moon stuck in this corner now.
Oh, wait, massive throw. So far Cicadas has the advantage, but not going to be able to do anything with the wall there since the burst came out. Dominating Moon. The health deficit making the burst play might not have been it. You might need it to hold on to it. But Cicadas definitely killing off this. No super, no wasted time. 6H away.
Yeah, I like that too. And whether it's optimal to do it or you want to do your sweet 6H move, you know, not doing that super is going to build a little bit less burst as well. So, you know, Cicadas is going that extra mile with just the more optimal way to take it to the next round here. Good hold up as well again. And yeah, you will catch so many people. There is a fairly large gap between that JH and Yozansen, but if people end up trying to mash a little too early, you will get absolutely counter hit by that thing. So here. Oh, tries to go out of the sky. And you saw that a lot of times. Moon is going to RPS with that backdash off of the tether. It's the case of calling it out and gets rewarded for it.
Jeez, like that counter hit into the 6H dealing so much damage on Baiken. Keep in mind, Baiken's a tanky character. She isn't, you know, she isn't Chipp. She isn't Melia. She's fairly tanky. I just delaying so much. My goodness.
Gotta be careful when you are navigating the journey that is fighting Nagoriyuki. Like I said, a character that is, you know, eating very, very well in this version. You know, even if there are, you know, some older Nago players who maybe are looking for, they kind of miss an older version of Nago. It's not in the game anymore, right? So I can definitely understand that here. But man, if you're willing to press those H buttons at high blood, you can have a pretty damn good time.
One thing I can absolutely tell is that Cicadas is not used to the new move. We haven't really seen that be utilized a whole lot in this set. So it makes me wonder how much their game plan would level up. And oh, you didn't read the blood! Oh no! Don't get hit, because he can win this. Alright, you're fine, you're fine. Oh, or maybe not.
The mask on moment there, able to call it out. Now we're going, oh, but this could be absolutely 50 meter behind it as well. No. Oh, the PRC gonna get 6 speed here again, and a great route to push it back through the corner too. Positive gonna be coming in here for Cicadas.
Sets up Sally. Oh god.
That's so good. Yeah, Cicadas just absolutely navigating around, willing to kind of, you know, invest some of these jump-ins on certain options here, but a great burst coming through as well. See a bit of a space here. Moon has to be a little careful. They're on essentially their last life of this match. A good backdash to the 5K.
Why is that part off the counter? Dude, 5K into 6H does so much. But dominating Moon. He's gonna make a comeback. Has to make burst off the table. Cicadas looking to jump over the projectile. Tries to go for a 6P. Baits I'm not gonna happen. YRC and Cicadas now has the corner. This is not good, but what a challenge.
Not going for the extra rep there as well. Wanted the better mix option. I can absolutely respect that there. Gets the hit. Great BRC mix off of that flow slash there. Kind of a, you know, a mix that wasn't used super often with Baiken. She had a little bit more reliability in some what she could do. And now that she kind of lost access to a lot of her safe jump routing, you know, you don't kind of see it as often anymore. But good stuff here so far. Moon getting chipped though for trying to move forward. Goes to the sky, but 2H snipes you out here. Oh, just gets past that 2H with the Yozansen. Can't turn around, but the super's gonna find its mark. Nothing's enough to kill though, like you said before. Baiken is tanky.
Yeah, 1 HP scenario for sure, but it's all about what happens after his meaty. Thought the OTG would kill, but it was not the play. Cicadas now getting punished for that type of play. In the corner, 2H counter hit into the immediate super. It's gonna do a lot, right? If actually it's not blood is at 0, he's fine. He's beyond fine.
So 5 is scary now. Burst to worry about here. I absolutely, I feel like the Goldbergs maybe would be coming. Tries to send it out with the H Tabari 2 follow-up. Stagger pressure. Gets over the head. Oh, and cut trapped again with it. Okay, so Cicadas here, I think we're getting a little bit too comfortable thinking that 6P can solve all of our problems. And in fairness to Cicadas, there are a lot of things you can solve against Baiken with 6P, especially Nago has a pretty good hitbox, yeah. So, but there are ways to trap it, there are ways to work around it, and Moon is showing you, even with a sliver, that they are not out of it yet. So we're getting Game 5 here. Love to see it. This back and forth. I'm loving 2.0, man.
Alright, 2.0 is by far the best state of Yellow here. Next is Season 2, but I kind of hate Season 2. Potemkin low tier, that's all I need to say. Kinda. Oh, big burst off the table, dominating him, put into the corner, and it's looking like a repeat of the previous round, where Nagoriyuki dominated from the get-go, and then dominating Moon needed to make the comeback. Good 2K.
Oh, BRC gets clipped by that 2K. Good rowdy here, Cicadas. barely taking a scratch there in that first round. Is now on set point again, but Moon's able to claw us back before, so they can do good throw break here as well. And I love this now. We saw a lot of Moon just kind of always IEDing Yozansen. A little bit more patience right now, kind of feeling the weight of where we're at, right?
Yeah, you can definitely feel the pressure on dominating Moon. Getting a bit more active and antsy. But, no, we're saying block up at the worst time. But the comeback could be started from this. Blood is at a decent point where you will hurt Nagoriyuki. And you got Gold Burst. There's a lot in Dominate Moon's favor, but it's not easy. This will be a massive challenge to win this round.
The corner again. Oh, but the 60 to answer.
Oh,
and there it is right now. We remembered the input right at the end.
What gun? Wait, no, wait.
Try to chase her up. Oh, but
what options? It's gonna pop! No.
For the pop again! Oh, no!
If only dominating.
Redmist, an incredibly talented Kai player. Very, very quick in a lot of these choices here. Willing to send out the round start dipper as well. I can respect it. And Connorlink, definitely a Dizzy player that has been showing up in a lot more brackets and constantly improving every time I see them in here so far. Love to see what kind of nasty mix we have. These Dizzy players have been only putting more and more time into making this character better. They fixed so much of kind of her awkwardness in this version.
Yep.
On top of getting access to those new fish options here, but so far Burst Beam's been on both sides. Oh, another dipper coming out. Not going to find the mark.
Yeah, no, I love current Dizzy. I think Dizzy is a treat to watch. Connorlink, like you said, leveling up as a player. It's always a treat again. And the Red Mist, really good Kai main. Has been playing this for a hot minute. He used to go by DD Zavi for anyone who doesn't know. Insanely good player. So I'm looking forward to today's set. This is going to be a highlight set for quite a while, I can imagine. But we're seeing Red Mist put you through the wall, getting the kill, and that went down to the wire. It really did. A mess up on the Wings of Light. You know, that could be Connorlink's game.
It happens to the best of us here. So far in this round. Oh, cuts out on that frame trap option. Goes to the low here off that H fireball. Spacing out here and actually hits with that S Michael sword, trying to wall out with these icicle fields at the end, but good 5K. Those K buttons there from Dizzy, absolutely incredibly good pokes.
Dizzy does lack defense, right? Like, actually poking on defense, but if they're at the correct space, then 5K can help, despite its slowness. But Connorlink in the corner, sending the projectile into the RC, even though it's a PRC play, learning the damage, it does give you a turn to get started. And the Red Mist defends it well, taking a turn.
Oh my gosh, Chicago trying to find their way to fight out again. PRC off of that Chestnut. Gonna go ahead and at least force out the burst from Red Mist, trying to keep this game from getting swung around, but if Connorlink can do it, you can potentially go into this third round having such a big advantage. The wings are active. You push it out
2 seconds.
Ace out. Oh, here it is. Wings coming through. Still on a meter behind it though.
It's very interesting. Like, you know, Connorlink absolutely needed that RC. Good whip punish on the throw. Needed that RC. So it's a weird thing where, oh, the Wings are like, would have been nice with the meter, but it is what it is. Connorlink still takes the dub. And with that burst advantage going in the next round, Dizzy looks just fantastic here. It's gonna pop!
Yeah, Wings are active. Look at that much damage off of a throw, by the way!
Oh my god, that's where damage if it's empty busted. That's all I'm saying. Play Dizzy like a grappler.
Absolutely, good shipping, and you kind of notice it too, right? Like, they clearly really want you to use her throws with Wings. It's such a long animation, which, you know, works very well towards Wings getting active. Good space to bar Red Mist. Oh, but didn't quite believe in the bait with that RC. When will Connor? Yeah, this Rowdy is so safe right now from Red Mist.
Fish into the Michael sword. Both health are low, but the 5D will make it work. Connorlink gets the dub. And something that I want to mention, I clocked in the set and I'm like, oh my god, Kai's gonna struggle, right? As we know, Kai's fireball is really good now, right? Really, really good. The chestnut, like the fire projectile, can block that and then send out our own, which is a really good counter to the Thunder Strike as well. So I can imagine that being a big struggle for Red Mist in this set.
Yeah, Dizzy definitely, like, everyone feels very focused. We've all been in that, like, you know, what feels like an infinite block string until you kind of represent FDing her out, and you know, she really has to, of course, also dash cancel while gets clipped by the 5H there at that last hit. And he's gonna get the knockdown here again, but yeah, that chestnut so incredibly strong at stopping, and you see it right there again. Sends out the dipper anyway behind it. But, you know, being able to, you know, no pun intended, but fish with these fish projectiles, you know, Dizzy can take so much space as well.
I hear you.
Love to see it. Oh, but good low here after. This routing is so good for Red Mist.
Yeah, we do have the corner a lot, but the micro sword, we're seeing Connorlink use that on defense so much, and usually that's a bit of a rough tool to use on defense, long start if you get caught. But because of the spacing Red Mist keeps putting himself at, it becomes an effective, like, counter-attack defensive tool. So Red Mist needs to kind of be a bit more aggressive to challenge that, because Connorlink will take the dub every time.
Here playing absolutely well, not really letting Red Mist get anything set up here. You know, it's been a pretty close game one then, but this game two has been mostly Connor the whole time. Some great utilizations of these left rights here. When Dizzy knocks you down and able to set that fish next to you, take advantage of so many different setups depending on what spacing they end up using those cave fish at.
I was right, see? That caught me off so guard. I'm like, oh yeah, same side. I just see Kai on the other side. I'm like, oh. But yeah, after that nasty left right, able to get so much off of it. Connorlink at low health, but the 5H, wow.
I guess I can't say I've seen this much successful 5H usage in quite some time with Dizzy, but Connor showing the way, still able to catch that 2K here from Red Mist, back to more of like a near full screen, health getting a little bit low, didn't even believe it, and of course when you get that freeze,
you're dead.
Pretty heavy with the gravity, but Connor able to find that next hit, another game on the board, currently up 2-0 against Red Mist.
Oh, and I do see, I think that said backing out, like I didn't say like the usual sign, did it? Or am I wrong? Am I being wrong on that? Oh yeah, we don't have rematches on. Sorry, I got used to Backpack, bro. Backpack puts on rematches all the time. Sorry about that. But as we're waiting here, I want to mention that there is a lot of players that have just signed up. We're in 51 entrants. We've got Lakey the Baiken, and we've got Big Will the Baiken. So you're eating tonight, that's for sure. Totsubunger, fantastic man. Hope she gets on well today. I saw FishyFishy, big Anji player. Zintai, insert. Yeah, this is gonna be a hell of a bracket tonight. Oh, Dark Magician Girl. Can't wait to see the Asuka.
Absolutely. It's one of the best Asukas to do it in this version here. But great 2P. Red Mist gonna fight back. Kind of push alt near to this corner. Daggers it out again. Again, blocks it out. It's a little less plus, but Farsight's gonna find its mark. But a burst just comes out there. Able to good trade for that meter, but actually gets betrayed by the ice a little bit. It's gonna find and connect.
Nice 2S, able to poke away. Gets in with the plus frames, doesn't have anything too scary besides the stagger offense. And Red Mist not using DP as much. I'm kind of shocked about that, right? You've got that on defense, right? You're sure that's one of the huge advantages you have. Shouldn't you play into it a little bit more? Because I'm sensing a whole lot of scarcity about it.
Going through that wall again. Wings always get reset when they're through the wall, but the 2K was all we need. The low coming out. Connorlink now on set point and looked pretty damn unstoppable. Red Mist not able to quite find their way to answer back. Oh, but actually ends up throwing the close slash start up there. Pretty surprised it worked out that way, but frame traps it out. It's gonna be a big chunk of damage, and she went to the moon with that pickup.
Yeah, Kai doesn't really get a lot of damage off of this confirms, case in point. Unless it's one of those huge counter confirms, like 5H or 6H we saw there. Beautiful from the Red Mist. Capitalized as much as he could to try and get that dub there. Tight. Get a stagger.
Bracket, yeah. Stuck in this corner now. H fireball. Without keeps that shot activated with the multi-hitting far slash.
That's an esports button, man.
Yes, it is.
Oh no, we're stuck in the stagger hell, but what a challenge with the 60. That's allowed Red Mist to steal it right off you.
Oh, the empty low finding its mark this time here. Red Mist doing it a lot earlier. Another one again. Oh, BRC to keep the mix a little bit more ambiguous. Mouqui just having to block it out. And it's safe here again, but the 5P's able to find its mark, pushes through the wall. Red Mist saying, once again, I don't want any of these 3-0s. Put a game on the board. Let's see if we can get that reverse sweep in another potential game 5. But, you know, Connor's already shown if they can get the knockdown, the left rights have not been going our way on the guesses here for Red Mist.
Aye. But what I do like about what Red Mist did there in that corner, it was genius, right? Not a lot of people will clock this. Realized that Connorlink was jumping a lot in defense, fuzzy jumping. So instead of going for a lot of his normal grounded pokes, he just did 5p. Just like, I check 5p, you either block it and then I'll bring you down to earth, or I get a counter hit because it's a good anti-earth poke and confirmed off of it. I like that adaptation from Red Mist. It's like he understands how to adapt in this matchup. It's just getting there, I think.
Yeah, it can definitely be tough, right? Dizzy, it's like a lot of characters in this game, right? You know, there are so many things that will just come from, do you actually understand what a character is doing to you? And then beyond that, do you know when you're allowed to press, be able to kind of call out some of this quote-unquote fake stuff, right? Because being wrong on fake stuff is pretty bad. YRC being spaced out, but no ability to punish there. Still stuck in the recovery. Connor doing their best to stay in this first round. Health a little bit low, still 50 behind it here. Able to catch them with that Fire Dagger startup again. Oh, when will we see it? It's coming out here again. Yeah, burst. There's no wing options here. The 5K sniping them out. As long as we can finish our food here, Connor's be able to have it. Oh no, it's
wait, that's
drop.
an OTG? Yep. Oh, you can definitely tell Connorlink there was doing a bit of a Build-A-Bear combo and could have lost that round after that burst. I'm surprised we went for that burst, but Connorlink went for it, got the throw. Set point yet again. How does the Red Mist respond?
No burst on either side for a little bit. Red Mist about halfway there, turning back to being able to at least get themselves out of a rough decision. They're working under that S. Michael sword here. Going to get a full routing. Oh, we dropped it though, unfortunately. We're looking to hopefully keep the corner then. The pressure keeper is coming through. JH going to find its mark. Great routing here from Red Mist. Not enough meter to put through with a hard knockdown. Then so back to neutral we go. A positive bonus says who needs neutral when you have a sliding low RC starter, and honestly working out pretty well there for Red Mist. If, you know, in a version of old, right, that would have happened, and you know, you get 50 meter right away off that positive then off hard knockdown. But now, a lot more people willing to play more of that neutral to have access to that meter a lot sooner. The burst out from Connor, fighting back with these 2Ks.
Good left, right. Well blocked for Red Mist, getting caught by the stagger offense immediately afterwards, and just that neutral is in the hands of Connor, but the scum dip for RC. Gotta be on your toes when you've got Kai has a bar, and Red Mist cashing out off that. Very nice. But don't count out Connorlink. Has the meter advantage.
Oh, and I love that. Just two absolutely right up Dizzy here, a character that, you know, might be under that kind of the zoning archetype there. When she presses that dash macro forward, boy, is she zooming. See, Red Mist here. And feeling locked down. The wings are active.
One so scary. Red Mist can still win.
Do it.
Yeah. Right. Staggers. The chestnut counter fireball, like I mentioned earlier. Good tool, gets the jump in, but went for a reset off the 2P or try to confirm it or something. But the GH and the burst comes into play down to the wire. Since the scum dipper does not care.
Not care indeed. It can go either way. Both look at how absolutely on both sides. We just keep zoning with it. Just say, hold this icicle real quick. I feel like constantly gets forgotten about until you see her on the screen. You go, oh yeah, May's still doing her same crap from what feels like forever.
In my mind,
walk into that 5H, man.
In my mind, May is a top tier, right? But she's not top 5 material. Oh my goodness, those eyes are terrifying. What the hell? A horror monster. But I'm so happy you said CatchTXN's name first, because I would have called him Catchin, right? I'm like, no, how do you say that? Is it Catch? But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. May versus Johnny. A battle between a character that can poke insanely efficiently and a character that can throw out dolphins to an insane degree.
Definitely be tough there, and of course Johnny, a character that, you know, people were a little down on prior to this version. You know, him being kind of essentially, you know, taking down a few pegs from what was once his best version, of course, being in that first patch after his launch. But CatchTXN here to get that knockdown there. Good job getting that hard toss. The deal so important there to keep this pressure real and to be more terrified again. But you're seeing it right here. Johnny has to be very careful on how he approaches his character. He cannot dash block and work around some of these scary approach options here from what May has to offer. But Pulverizer here, able to jump out again. Texan not stuck in this corner, not help to work with.
Oh, and the up Dolphin's gonna get the kill. And I just want to alert everybody as Crawl is playing in the background, not on screen, but you can hear it, right? You can hear the presence. Jack has entered ParagOnline, right? We're gonna be seeing that fella. Wonder he's gonna be playing, by the way. I heard he picked up Unika. Is this true?
It's very true. The Unika is looking pretty spooky. He has, I believe in the last bracket I did see him, and he was playing Happy Chaos. I think it was the TNS team swap that happened on Monday. He was playing the Happy Chaos for that bracket. So, you know, he's kind of at a point now where he knows what matchups he wants to play Unika into. Maybe just a bit of a thought experiment to see if that was a pick there. And, you know, as I'm sure anyone who's aware who's played this game, Unika is a hell of a lot easier to pilot than Happy Chaos. So I don't blame him for trying out old, easy, reliable, I'll call her now. So.
Yeah, she's very, very belligerent. Say what she wants. Also, AW Gamer, thank you for the $10 donation very much. Thank you for $8 in today's prize pool. And Pulverizer only needs one more hit for this win here, and the Up Dolphin is what's gonna do it. Very nice. I wonder how many players in today's bracket got a little bit more motivated hearing Arc World Tour Champion 2026 is taking part, you know what I mean? Ganyan, you there?
Oh, that's my bad. I was coughing out the mic there.
Oh, right.
I forgot to unmute myself after.
It's like, did bro die? Where did he go?
Oh, no, yeah. I got hit by the dolphin IRL, you know, and it kind of took me out. But no, yeah, I was about to say, it's so funny that it used to be this like simple solution. You'd be like, okay, how, you know, insert better player here. How do I actually fight May? Like, oh, just 6P the dolphin. And then remember when they gave May dolphin the cancel off dolphin? It's like, well, that game plan is out the window here, so definitely could be tough to stop this, you know, Mito there again. A lot of people have to learn, and when you block that up dolphin, more often than not, she is very much still plus, so can definitely be spooky here again, coming through, technically out of that corner though, so important. Mark's just going to be able to connect.
Yeah, I absolutely love the launch days of Strive where people try to spread all this information about what to do against characters, and then a lot of it's just like, yeah, no, they're more than Dolphin. You know what I mean? Oh god. Jumping in. Staggering away. Needs that hit. Gets the old Dolphin. Gets another one. And with the JD, gonna get the kill. Pulverizer just seeming super comfortable in this matchup. No stress whatsoever from what we're seeing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's a bit of a trade there. 60 clashing through. With a lot of protection. Get a little bit of a game plan going. No full pickup here, but another 6P. Fighting back. Pulverizer having to spend that burst. Trying to get their turn back, but that Johnny plan, but gets over. The movement is so tough to call out, and May and Johnny have to be committal with which finder he ends up doing. Of course, he can cancel that finder with that stance cancel, but time to send out that middle one, that K finder. It's not going to end up finding its mark, but Pulverizer's going to make his way through, but here is the mix after. Hold this guard crush real quick.
Hey. You stay back. No approaching for your CatchTXN. Getting caught in the offense, so the red RC allowing for a bit of a turn. But I like the cheeky dash under avoiding again up R/stealing a turn. Just like Catch should be able to take the dub there. Beautiful taking the round, and look at that burst advantage as well. Catch has got so much on his side.
Yeah, definitely feels good. And as someone who is a Baiken player, has access to a special move overhead, I like to say a bit of a saying of all are created equal in the world of command overheads here. And Johnny having access to that overhead off of the air S fighter definitely gets him so much value when you have the meter behind it here. Pulverizer, tries to force their way in, gets 6 feet for their troubles right now. With Blocko here. We were ready for that one this time.
No. You still fine. Got the turn. Able to steal it. Unfortunately, throwing out a lot of tools. Trying to be a bit preemptive. Be like, I need 6P. I need to do something. And because of that, Pulverizer is finding small avenues again. I like the throw there, but if this game plan keeps up of like, I'm just going to keep throwing stuff until I help Pulverizer, it might not go well for Catch.
Yeah. Can be absolutely tough, but we'll love it. You see, I love when we can get sets that do have the back and forth. You know, right? Fighting games should be able to be a conversation. Though, of course, you know, when we are the ones playing it, we ain't trying to hear our opponents talk, right? So trying to smother them with that offense. But as a spectator, I love to be able to see what adjustments can be made here. And we're kind of seeing as well, Guilty Gear has become this game of a battle of resources. And with kind of the changes of how positive bonus is working, you know, now breaking that wall with a super, or at least more of a recent RC into that wall break, you always get that full advantage that we used to get in previous versions. So kind of have to see here. If you spend that meter first, it might end up being the last time you get to see it. Oh, that was so cheeky as well. Having that card, just, you know, the threat of the card is more than enough to stop. This up here, Polar trying to fight back out.
Yeah, good denial. 6P right back at you, though. Pulverizer did have the advantage, but was looking out for some type of defensive play, like a super. Again, you're sitting on 2 bars. You do expect some type of bar to be used. The Pulverizer made an incorrect read and just lost the round. Don't blame them though, right? Like, again, when your opponent's sitting on bars, 2 bars, it's a bit awkward to get anything started. Ooh.
And grab, I'm gonna push it through that wall where we get to convert off of those here. We go, ooh, but the far side just stuff out that Dolphin startup with another card, and this card there gonna catch out that delayed up button here. Pulverizer getting their way in though, using that great access to that Dolphin cancel. And there's that May 5D, which feels like it hits half screen practically. Pulverizer going to introduce you to free will, push it through the wall. But, you know, good scaling working against us here again, so not enough to kill Johnny. Of course, pretty damn tasty, but the empty jump, the whiff light button into throw.
I love that.
The classic at this point.
Yeah. You gotta love that strategy of make it look like a jump in. It's not really a jump in, hold the throw. Gotta love that. Oh, Pulverizer does have a huge advantage. Corner lock gets a counter at Dolphin, but again, looking out for burst, looking out for these items. Not items, tools. Oh, wow, okay, no, that paid off well. I was about to say, maybe stop baiting. Oh, what the hell?
Oh my god, we're getting a little too crazy here right now. Pulverizer maybe has a chance to lose out here again. Texting to make their way through, but you know what? We have 3K, and even with that scaling nerf here, not enough to stop us to be able to convert after. With that RC, 2-1 now for this May. We'll have to see if CatchTXN can kind of slow down the onslaught, but we're kind of seeing the awkwardness of a character like Johnny, which of course has an incredibly strong, you know, game plan of just doing stuff when he's at that like mid-range point, but May can absolutely take the distance, hop on the back of that Dolphin, and absolutely bring the heat. We're seeing CatchTXN sitting off the stand for a little bit, thinking about it. Do we have another character? Nope, just definitely going to be that Johnny again. You know what? There's nothing wrong with running your main all the way through. Believe in it. You got one game on the board. You definitely can get 2 more.
Again, Catch, he's not failing with the Johnny, right? For this entire match, I do think his Johnny has a good chance. It's just, I do think he needs to be a wee bit more calmer, right? You're playing Johnny. You've got really good normal. Sometimes you can just wait and see. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you definitely, you know, like, playing that space is fine, but, you know, obviously we don't want to get there, get that mix in if we can, but, you know, a lot of times Johnny only gets that extra threat when a card is either set or has that 50 behind that high-low. Good fuzzy 2P. Now let's get our turn back here again. Back to more of that mid-range. Have to spend the meter to keep ourselves plus. Retreats out there with that low finer. Kiske not going to find a mark here again, but we're just moving our way around these stance cancel dashes here. A good throw on that attempt here. Pulverizer now in a scary spot, has to burst.
Absolutely, I love the patience we've been seeing from Catch. Genuinely been sat there doing nothing until he notices something happens, and it's just been working so much as the meter kicks in. And now Pulverizer needs to try and get on defense and gets a close slash on defense. Insane play, but the 6K gonna send you for Catch. Played that round insanely well in my mind. Played it so damn well.
You called it perfectly, right? Catch just kind of slowed down like when they were trying to do something there. And you notice when Pulverizer was in that corner multiple times, up back was the choice. And Catch just kind of slowed down, delayed that 6K this time, caught him out for their troubles here. But Catch trying to equal us up here, take us to a game 5 and a hard knock with a start. Tries to 6P through the card pop, but gets caught does not do it maybe at the right timing. Maybe a little too meaty to make it work out here again, but a hard knockdown going to come through. Not a ton of damage. May, of course, absolutely tanky here, but they get that multiple overhead jump in. Got the super jump again. Get their way in here. Frame traps it out with that 6H. Pulverizer has to burst to stay in this game.
My
Bar slash do it. There we go. Getting a game 5 here. Our second game 5 of tonight already. And we're only in the latter portion, Panda. Like, it gets me more and more excited as we go deeper into this, as we get into that top 8 to see what kind of heat all these players are bringing.
Yeah, it's looking like a pretty good night tonight. There's a lot of players who have joined up. I've been keeping an eye on it, right? I've got my eyes drilled on the players that are joining up, and I did see Jack, like mentioned before, from Kaleo. I think I also saw Terrachrome, which I do remember the name, but the character's not coming to me. I'm like, is it Sin? I don't know, 100%.
Yeah,
I
can't say I'm familiar. Yeah, we'll have to see what kind of other names have popping up here as we go deeper into the night. Kind of curious to always see who's just out there. I see Macmens is in as well, so we got another Anji representation.
Gecko's Dizzy.
So.
Absolutely love
there
their
we go.
Dizzy
More Dizzy. Let's go.
Yeah.
Connor there at 4-1 too. Brian is on. Yeah, this will be a great night here, and Texan and Pulverizer. We're putting on a damn good show here in our latter portion. Burst coming out already from Pulverizer. We'll Texan know a bit of a burst bait there. Stops her combo early, and you know we've all done it. Sometimes you gotta do it in Guilty Gear. Call out these easy burst habits, but Texan playing it safe, navigating around and playing so elusive for the Johnny here. I love to see this movement so far.
Pulverizer getting some good jump backs, up dolphining their way back, but decides to look for the way in. Deciding to play it cool and jumps in through the dolphin, getting right back in, but no, we're getting in and out. This is such a weird style. I'm like, it's kind of like a boxer, you know? We're not bruising our way in, we're just kind of moving in spaces where our opponent wants to hit and move right back in to punish. Insane plays for Pulverizer.
So good. Navigating so around potential burst options here. Kind of keeping Texan locked down. Johnny's a character who kind of wants to maintain space until he is ready to make his way in, but Goldburst will have to come out here again, get a bit of a meter behind ourselves, get about 40% of our burst meter back here as well. But unfortunately, not able to find a knockdown at least. Couple 6Ps not going to be punished here from Pulverizer, but the 5H, we were fishing, and we found that big catch again. Yamada-san coming through, pushes through, hard knockdown. Look at the damage, too. That's on Johnny as well. Definitely a tanky character.
Yeah, tankier than most for sure. And Catch now getting put into the blender. Doesn't matter how patient you can play. You're in the corner, but who knows? Who knows? You can outpoke me. There is an opportunity win here. But the misfinder getting punished by the up dolphin. Pulverizer pulverizes their way to victory. Beautiful. So many times. By the way, I think Khalil's heard it like 8 times at this point, right? But yeah, it was insane. But into this set, we've got a big one coming up. We've got Polaris on the Ram. Still see this player. I think it's the first time seeing it. And Lakey on the Unika, not the Baiken. 2 belligerent offense-based characters. I think this is going to go down.
Yeah, and I've had the privilege of seeing Lakey play a lot of inversion. Lakey also an incredibly talented player, also a player from my state as well. So been incredibly cool to see them at some of these, larger regional events. But of course, absolutely crushing it at a lot of majors when he can make it out too. But hasn't put in a lot more time into this Unika over the past year or so. And the level up has been absolutely real to the point where, like, I definitely almost expect Lakey to play Unika more than Baiken in this version. And especially here, depending on who you ask right now about, the power level of Baiken in this version, I do not blame him for kind of, picking a more stable character, especially on a matchup level with this Unika. But you'll still, of course, see it in certain matchups. But so far here, Polaris, good. Dropping that first round, putting a good chunk of damage, calling out that DP here. We've all fought against plenty of Unikas, and you know how much they love that DP.
Yeah, they absolutely love it. Good super. Yeah, it's very interesting when it comes to not playing the Ram and playing the Unika, because I'm like, yeah, Unika is in a pretty good state of this patch. Without a doubt, she's a definite high tier, not a top tier. Strong, belligerent, has a lot of good tools, save high lows, all that stuff, right? And that should be def, no burst. And Ram is a character that shines when she gets a counter hit, and that's about it. You know what I mean?
actually able to catch the recover on there too. Sword actually beating out the laser. What a good, essentially hedging your bet on that there. You know, kind of had a lot of good options. That laser usually pretty hard to kind of like answer back from, but the Sword definitely a good option. 6B's coming through here. Polaris definitely showing us that has some good stuff and ready for this Unika matchup, but a good air IBFD from Lakey. Oh, but gets caught there by the IDJS. Oh, and I feel like I rarely get to see this super Rams, rarely actually have both their swords to be able to do it. A good chunk of damage, but the deflect shield and get some space for it there. But a good 5D hit the side switching JH, my goodness.
Yeah, what a brave DP. When you've got the sword there, your mind's thinking to yourself, oh, she could go for explosion, she could go for a bait. Going for the DP there, my goodness, that could have cost you. But Lakey is confident in this, just going for a ton of jump resets. Polaris is not anti-airing and just accepting it. Is that weapons free?
Weapons free. Lakey, I have seen probably 4 different Unika players right now. Lakey is the only Unika I see actually go for weapons free. Are you dead? With the extra follow-up? Is it enough? It is!
Oh my!
That's my GOAT right there, man. I love this player, dude. Lakey is so sick with it, man. Like, the recognition of actually getting the grounded hit. If anyone has put time into Unika, doing weapons free makes you mad more than happy, because like so many of your hits, if they push them into the air, you are no longer going to get that cool cinematic option. And someone said in chat too, hit the 3 clean hits as well. You can technically do 4, but hell, 3 with the extra 50 behind it too. What a chunk of damage. All burst safe too, or burst lockout, I guess even.
I'm gonna be so honest, that was my first time seeing that move. End game. That was my first ever time. All the time I've commentated, all the time I've played, first time seeing it. So that's exciting. I like Lakey. Lakey's a fan favorite now. Without a doubt. That weapon's free! Like that's more rare than Dragon itself. W. That's how rare it is.
It really is quite a, you know, and she does so much damage off of her regular super too, right? So more often than not, routing into that is going to be the right choice, especially if you get the empowered blue one. But Polaris here trying to fight back. Not a lot of health to work with. Then Lakey has to get right a couple times. So far, so good. And the DP going to answer it here. Lakey starting to show that they have the control. Polaris is kind of struggling to find the right openings.
Oh, gets a massive counter. That could have led to so much. Oh, the clash on that, able to deny the rock. Yeah, that may be a strong interaction between the matchup. Gonna get sent for the wall. Polaris does have a huge advantage with that bar. Getting started seems to be difficult for Ram in this matchup. Bar Slash seems to do so much for Unika.
Yeah, I remember like the early commentary from people being new to Unika when she was like, man, this Bar Slash doesn't feel good. And like, boy, oh boy, boy, oh boy, do people not really understand that, you know, you don't have to always stand next to the person or near person when you press Bar Slash, right? Just walling out of that
again?
And we get it again. This is, oh my god.
What the fuck?
Let me get 3, honestly. And I think you're dead if we hit the 3 clean hits again. Yeah, you're dead. Goodbye.
Send it!
3 coming up, y'all. Okay, that is the first for me. Like, I have seen probably since commentating this character, I think this is like my 4th set seeing weapons free, but I have never seen 2 weapons frees in the same set. So like that is a pin that you're probably in a small group of people who have ever experienced that or done that in a bracket. My goodness, Lakey.
Words. I'm gonna be honest, I can imagine most Unika mains being all like, weapons free? I ain't lab that, I don't need to. And like he's like, yes, you want to see the optimal. You want to see the opties. That was cool. Big fan. Big fan. Don't do it again though. Like having too much. Too much. Don't do that. No.
Like the first, you had like your favorite flavor of ice cream, right? And then you have it for 4 days in a row. It's like, do you still love it as much on the 4th day? Lakey, you're showing that maybe weapons free is that flavor of choice, but so far,
don't get me wrong,
it's just,
Oreos are good, right? But like, too much is sickening. It's sickening. And Lakey, wow, looking to take the W here. Just needs one more round. Polaris didn't use the burst. Very unfortunate.
Definitely be tough again. Oh, we're getting tried this corner right now. Unika definitely can make you struggle on defense when you're close here. Ooh, good stagger, gets to the throw, keep it same side here. Get this full routing in. Oh, but actually great burst timing there on that flip. The momentum push him into the corner. DP to keep them back here. Cancels it out with that fast RC into that 6H, that new 6H, that Unika buff. Then to turn 6H into a real usable button in pressure now. Definitely has given her so many new opportunities in these pressure sequences. And Lakey just one good hit away from taking it, but slides right into the Morto Bato.
Good block. Oh, but the 2H. Unfortunate, that's going to be death there. But good comeback from Polaris. Throwing out that left, right, getting in your mind. Maybe it could be the start of some good things, but that's a fantastic 6P. And look at that confirmed full screen.
Yeah, that 2-1-4H follow-up there for Unika. After so much launch momentum, pushes it all the way to near that corner. Oh, tries to call him out here then, but 6P is actually going to get counter hit by that delayed JS here.
Oh, no.
Oh, but unfortunate drop. That's such a big problem here. Lakey, oh my god, we called it out with the throw. 6H was not out in time.
Yeah, the gunplay not going to happen for you. HP very low here for Lakey. As Polaris sends you through, no super, despite having 2 bars of meter, really wants it for this neutral situation here. Poking away though, Lakey, looking to find the hit, not getting it, and Polaris is just sitting back. No scarcity about being thrown or anything like that, just didn't care. And through that blocking, through that shield, Polaris showed was able to take that game. Very nice.
Yeah, I love that, just kind of slowing down. Let the Unika kind of like, you know, for lack of better terms, kind of hang herself in the pressure, right? Like, you know, Unika's very comfortable with pressing some of these big buttons there, right? And as long as she's able to make you block it, a lot of good kind of RPS in her favor with some of the spacing or pushback on them. So, but Polaris just kind of slowing it down and, you know, making Lakey, even with a PRC scale combo, still able to find the correct route to do it. So, getting a game 4 now between these two. We'll have to see if that's going to be a new momentum thing. And an air throw is a great way to get started, but a good 2K there off that backdash. Spacing out the gold burst this time, too.
Oh, nice. Goes into the throw, and just like that, Lakey is back into the offensive structure that they've been confident in. But what a backflip from Polaris. Not able to get into that overhead, I believe. Not able to set up some of that offense. And now you're stuck. You're trapped, but no swords inside the ram, meaning you can absolutely turn this about. Don't send her through the wall. You'll unironically have more of an advantage. Okay, now send her through the wall. Yeah. Now you're living.
It's so funny that is so true. Oh my gosh, to get that hit. Oh, unfortunately, not quite close to get the pickup. You could actually get a pickup off counter hit from there. Please be kind of close to the wall. Polaris still on a bit of a pixel here. One hit could potentially do it, but has Fishy to work with. Blocks out on that 5D after, and the JS to find it. Lakey getting that round, finds himself here on set point. Polaris has to look a little bit deeper here, answer back some of these delayed options. Lakey just controlling the air so well, and a lot of these kind of like, you know, up using that JD, taking advantage of the incredibly strong overhead tool in that JH from Unika. What a good throw here. Polaris gets the gold burst though.
Going for the toss. The corner is in play, but a challenge with the 2K has allowed Lakey to steal the momentum. And hopefully from this, wait, no, remain Polaris with the meter. Going left, right, able to block it. We've been put in that scenario so many times. Lakey's going to defend it well now.
I'm impressed by Lakey's stuff. They're up blocking and they're looking pretty darn comfortable in this left-right that Ram has access to. Wait, was that a close slash anti-air? Hold on, Dice Game right here.
Close slash?
I thought we got rid of these Dice Game. What's going on?
Dice Game. You stole it from Nagoriyuki, and he's still... Unika still high.
Mouqui here, a Ramlethal that I wasn't too familiar with until almost like a few weeks ago, and the performance I've been seeing with this Ram have been incredible here, but FishyFishy definitely not to be scoffed at. Already heavy stuck in this corner right now. We're fighting back, getting a bit of a left-right pickup with the explosion too. Okay, I see you, Mouqui.
It's super interesting how this matchup's going to play, right? FishyFishy on the does have the quicker tools to get in and be represented. However, Ram got that reach, case in point. So it's a scary fight for sure, but I do think Ram has that slight advantage just because of the reach.
Absolutely, but are you ready for the awkward move mobility that is Ino? make her way in with these weird dashes. Good delay throw there, catching Mouqui on that approach attempt off the explosion. But the overhead, you know, they always go for the first one you block out, like, oh, I'm good, and then they just reset into another overhead. Definitely an Eno classic at this stage. I mean, they've been doing this since the launch, you know, it feels like. But FishyFishy off to a good start so far in our first game. Good heavy stroke here to get a big counter hit. This routing, not going to shoot to break the wall quite yet here. Going to have to do it now, though. But the positive both will be rolling. We're going to have 50 here pretty soon. And we bet it before. As soon as Eno gets 50, she will make you block at that super on hit or on whip. Ready to block this mix real quick. With the burst coming out from Mouqui. The space so far again. But the chemical love sniping you out of that sky.
Oh, nice. Good hit. And FishyFishy should be able to get the kill with the meaty 5H. Nicely done. Fishy had some slight struggles at the start, but with that perfect, it's convinced me that they are so ready for this matchup.
Yeah, and I feel like when you play a character like Eno, like I feel like I don't know too many competitive players who play Eno and then have another character, right? I feel like characters that kind of force you to move in a very specific way. I think it can even be similar to what you've seen with a lot of Potemkin players usually, right? It's like when you have a character that like doesn't let you like move like a lot of the cast. Sometimes like, you know, moving on when you get so comfortable with like, you know, essentially moving around with, you know, the Hammerfall armor, or, you know, with these like hover dash options, and or even with dive kick, right? It's just like, you know, you're very comfortable with weird movement, but natural might feel very off. So FishyFishy showing incredibly good utilization so far, but a good counter hit by Mouqui. Gonna force Fishy to have to burst for it, take a lot of damage. But a good 6P on that sword toss, my goodness.
Alright, and just like you put into the corner, Mouqui does have good potential here to get some offense off the 2S counter hit. It is just looking dominant from here. FishyFishy just has to guess, and Eno, not really a character that's good guessing buttons. Yeah, went for the throw. Good fuzzy tech for the idea of a throw coming, but unfortunate getting cashed out on it. One more hit will do it.
That delayed J can jump in. Good frame trap with the 2S after Mouqui. Not letting Fishy get a single chance to fight back and fight out here. But already here in the second round, already pushing this corner, not where you want to be in against Ramlethal. One more gas, but a great throw tech there. You get some space back here. Ram with no sword access right now. And you're also kind of pushing her. A little more delayed to the screens. Not going to have the options to do those follow-ups quite yet. Both swords are available again, though, so you're ready to guess.
Yeah, this is quite brutal. Going for the throw. We've seen this scenario last time. It was baiting a shimmy throw, but the 6P sending it. Decent challenge for sure. And look at all that damage off of a 6P start. My goodness. FishyFishy has so much room. Oh, the dive kick gets challenged. Avoids the window wipers and gets in with the RC. Just that beautiful overhead. FishyFishy needs one more hit for the kill and does it with the 2S. Nicely done. Nicely done for sure. And with that burst advantage, Fishy could take another game here.
Yeah, I was a little worried with that drop. I was like, oh no, I hope that's how to do it. But here, it's up Fishy once again. A drop opportunity, if you will, keeping the pressure going. Oh, that delayed into the JD overhead. Love what we're seeing from this pressure so far, but a good up back into that JS. And for Fishy to burst them back into this corner. Traps him in with that stroke. Put him through the wall. Gets a positive rolling in here for Fishy.
Yeah, and just avoiding that sword toss altogether. I like that. Sometimes patience is the way. And the dive kick with the RC, yeah, that should do it. FishyFishy taking another dub, going up 2-0. That was nice. That was nice. I absolutely love that wall break. Not running the offense. You had the meter, you could have did it. But obstacle, like, I'm going to back up. See what you do. You toss the sword. That's your buttons gone on that sword. I'm going to get in. That was just nice.
Absolutely. And you know Rams want to press // or 5H, right? And so having access to that low profile in the stroke to kind of work around this like comfortability of, well, Eno's not next to me quite yet, so I can probably like try to challenge them with the delay, either dive or delay kind of air dash option, catch it out with that // and the stroke, able to get the right hit here. Fishy one game away of taking this set, but Mouqui definitely incredibly good. Ramlethal definitely has it in them to be able to at least put some games up on this board against Fishy, but right now it's looking a little bit lost in what to do. Fishy not coming in too much again, but a 5H star is a good way to get going with it. Look at the damage for the reward there too as well.
Hey. Gonna go through the wall, but opts to run the Oki instead. I don't think he could have got the wall conversion. My bad on that. Colin McQuay doing so much. Only needs one more hit for the kill, but burst is on the table. So FishyFishy looks to get in. The delay 6p with the guard crush, but again it's very awkward with all these defensive options in the bag. Cashing out. JD for the kill. Beautifully done. Scrambly as hell though on the right, Yanni.
Yeah, and I love that. Fishy choosing to like essentially not finish that combo to keep them in that corner, knowing that, you know, they didn't have enough damage to be able to kill with that wall break. And, you know, while Enos can kind of navigate around very well, and you're seeing it right here, Fishy is so, I guess, very clever in what they're using, but a good backthrow by Mouqui. But yeah, just choosing to not break and do one more reset here. With the 6P going to get counter hit. Stroke trying to do as much work as it can. YRC back into that corner. Got to hold these plus frames real quick. Makes him get blocked out here. Turn is almost over. We get a chance to get back out again. Sends it out with that JH here. Fishy, another one with these hives. I'm telling you, get so much value here. I'm gonna break the wall again. These resets coming through. Here comes the super. Won't be enough to kill. Oh, it is that. Oh my god. Wow, I was a little
chaos as well. He still does shenanigans. Don't get me wrong, but he's near the bomb.
Yeah, watching Jack try to make Happy Chaos work at Combo Breaker this year was like, he is, you know, definitely that gamer to be able to do it, right? And HE still has, you know, a version of his BS, but just not as egregious as it once was. And of course, we had the launch version of our season 4 there with the 2.0 drop. Sorry, season 5 2.0 drop, and the quote unquote infinite that only really Jack and like maybe two EU or I say JP HEs were able to pull off regularly, right? It wasn't a very reliable skill set, but here we go, y'all. Maybe our last set we're gonna see of the ladder format here. We got KingTwoSleepy versus nellaF here on the Ramlethal versus Eno. Another Ram-Eno matchup too, by the way.
Again? Yeah, Khalil was pointing this out. The chance of getting this matchup twice in a row with different players, probably more rare than getting 3 bombs in a row on Fast. pretty rare. Massive roster. Yeah, you gotta keep that in mind. Massive roster. Oh. Quite like this offense from the Eno, and just needs one more hit, but not gonna happen. nellaF poking away. I don't think nellaF's gonna be winning this round. Too much at stake. King off to a good start.
Yeah, and I like that idea of kind of offering that deflect shield to push out a button then, but I wasn't even believing their button press after. Interesting there. New start again. Working their way out here. King keeping that pressure going. Ooh, but hits him with that kind of kept that 1+ here. Again, another coming through. But watch your toes. Another empty low. And I love this. King2 is so active here, even on their own pressure with some of these jump presets. Kind of keeping nellaF guessing what they're going to be doing.
Yeah, with fantastic out here. Yeah, that 5p led to so much reward. The super afterwards, not gonna kill, but 1 HP scenario. nellaF got a deal for Eno 50-50. Yeah, easier said than done. 1-0 to King.
That was a fairly quick first game. You know, no negativity towards nellaF at all, but that's just the Eno experience, right? It's like, you know, they make you guess. I think one of my favorite Jonathan Tene quotes ever about Eno was, if you've chosen to block Eno more than 1 time per round, you are bad. And I think what he really meant by that is like, they have so many sequences about kind of resetting your mental stack of what you're looking for. Yes, there are things you can do with these fuzzy block timings, but it doesn't mean the Enos don't have options to work around these fuzzy timings, right? So it definitely can kind of put you into that point. And we're already seeing a switch here as well. Pulled off the Ram in the beginning, but bringing out a Unika, maybe secondary. Maybe this is their main at this point. Who knows here? But yeah, we'll see if nellaF looks a little bit more comfortable here on the Unika, the gun bike wielding daughter.
You know what's interesting about Unika is it feels like a lot of players can go from their character to Unika. And I'm not saying Unika's easier or anything like that, but I think it's just so many characters are like can transfer their skills to Unika's toolkit. You know what I mean? Like Ram has a big sword, big reach. What does Unika have? Big sword, big reach. You know what I mean?
And, you know, guard crush as well, and, you know, it also comes from a projectile, too. Benny mentioned that, too. He's going to DP behind it, so as long as you're comfy with kind of the awkward movement of this character, you know, not the fastest, but KingTwoSleepy looking still, doesn't even care about the character switch right now, able to still run that pressure. No BP coming out quite yet from Nell to be able to stop it, but gotta watch those toes.
Oh, big counter hit. Alright, that's gonna deal a good chunk of change, but we're opting for a close slash OTG. But messed up on the low. King able to swap it about, go for the overhead. Welcome to Mouqui through the wall.
Just keep pulling that slot machine and pray, you know, at this point. But oh
I
my
can't
gosh.
stop winning. I can't. Oh wait, no. The gambling is not paying off.
Here again. Get that knockdown here. Looks pretty good enough so far. Blocks it out. Crouches underneath here. I love that. I was wondering if King was willing to rip the burst just to try to get it one stray hit. Could have been the game here, but wants to play it safe, keeping that burst for this round. nellaF having to spend it already here, though.
And to keep in mind, that super's now unsafe. For a lot of people that may not know, they may be used to that super being plus on block for 4 years now. They really wanted supers to be punishable if they have iframes down, which is insane. Insane to see. Oh.
And I think there is a way to still make it like plus too. I think if you do like an air version of it or something.
Oh yeah, the air version.
I saw some sequence. Yeah. There's still a way to do it, but you're right. It is. We've been so trained now to like be like, well, I have to guess for my life here again. It's like nellaF trying their best, get the deflection, get some space back here. Gonna get that hard knockdown off the empowered gun dipper. Another one again. No follow-up this time. One clip here, but spaced out the dive here. We can finish this route, put him through the wall. It should be enough to do it.
Super!
Here again, the super! No! Oh, nellaF had the chance to do it, but not quite confident in the route to put them through the wall. KingTwoSleepy gonna just get the second game here and potentially a game away from a clean 3-0. But I could definitely, I respect this Unika pick. The Unika looking a lot more comfy in the matchup for them than the Ram was going.
Yeah, I really appreciate King going for the super again, right? Because mentality-wise, right, when you're punished for doing something, you get in the mindset of like, I can't do that again, right? It's not allowed. I've been punished for it. I need to wait a while until I can use this. Same scenario as last time. Basically, like half a minute ago, does super again and it worked it, right? Sometimes, you need to test if your opponent thinks your condition, you know?
Yep, absolutely. Love that conversation. It's why we play fighting games, y'all. It'd be such an interesting experience. Seeing what your opponent's willing to do for your stuff. Are they willing to adjust? Or right now, this just been here. KingTwoSleepy looking so dang comfortable on this navigating around. Oh, that laser able to punish out the chemical love here too. Slides underneath it with that low. She learned it from her father.
Good defense. Oh, gets right in and throws the deflect shield. This is worst case scenario. You missed out on burst and King got the dub. And just like that, we're set point. King has burst. nellaF has so much against them.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to navigate here. Unika not a character that can essentially send it out, but a good JS counter hit again. It's going to be able to push them all the way to this corner. Ooh, only can pick up with a 5H there for that routing. You got to be kind of close to the corner to be able to do so. Knockdown coming in again. And we really haven't seen nellaF kind of represent this DP at all in the matchup so far. Maybe a little bit worried about King2 with some of these potential safe jump options. Good up RC. Go ahead and get them in this corner again. OTGs one more time. Hold this guard crush real quick.
Oi. Oh, you're even. Wait, that's it. Wow! It punished the deflect shield, but missed the command grab timing. The ultimate OS.
That's where you put it in the
Flowedup on the Chipp. I think I remember the Chipp. Up against JazzPanther, the Bedman. First time seeing JazzPanther, so I wish them the best of luck.
Yeah, definitely a very unique character with Guilty Gear, having access to that kind of omnidirectional dash option here. But You know, who cares about your cool dash option if you run into the jolly old Chipp 5H here? So Panther has to spend that burst already, but it is still ends up being Flo's turn. 6P to find a little bit of space out again, but a good delay air throw here by Flo, getting their turn back again. Make Jazz hold this pressure. KRC not gonna get bit against then. 2P fuzzy mash, not gonna get fully punished, but gets to keep that turn at least. Ooh, big counter hit though.
Oh yeah, and this is unscaled. Well, it's scaled at 50%, but you know what I mean, there's a minimum scaling, does a lot of damage, and because of that, drop the combo! Now, Flowedup, for anybody that doesn't know, used to be an ABBA main. Thank you for mentioning that, Khalil, because I completely forgot. And it's very interesting how ABBA mains choose their next character, right? Queen Koa chose Jam because of the big offense he used. A big Tiger Pop did the exact same thing. Whereas Flowedup picked Chipp, probably for the same feeling of the speed that ABBA gives you when you're in install. So that's my guess.
Yeah, no, it's a great call out here. Flo looking so comfortable with working around the absolute mock engine speed that you get from Chipp, but of course, Chipp having that caveat that we're all very familiar of with that ninja archetype of if you get hit though, you can definitely evaporate. But good luck hitting this guy right now. So Flo, the pressure coming through, another hit again. You know, we saw it before, you know, essentially Invincible Supers lost their ability to RC after, but if there's no Invincible startup frames, you can still spend that extra 50 to keep that route going. And the burst has to be spent by Jazz right now, also with the install too, so unfortunately, meter penalty going to be a little bit rough. It still has another 50 behind it if they need it.
Good YRC.
Yeah.
And now Flowedup is looking for that final hit, but JazzPanther is not allowing it to happen. Went for the throw, very cheeky, but ready to attack it. Flowedup with the fuzzy attack and punishes the Beyblade. I do like the overextensions from JazzPanther going for the Beyblade on something that was clearly a minus on block, just to see if they can go for a frame trap that will get the dub, but it didn't work out. Now, a lot of people will be like, oh, why'd you do that? That's unsafe. Wrong mentality. That was the completely right play, just at the wrong time, is the way to put it. You know what I mean?
Yep. Absolutely, yeah, and you got to see it, right? You know, sometimes you have to kind of lean into the confidence that your opponent knows that, oh, I am minus now, they will press, and you kind of send that extra bit of, you know, special move to cancel it out, but good stuff to Float here. Keeping it cool, keeping calm, right? You know, when you play a character like Chipp, it's like you have so many tools to just kind of feel out your opponent, whether it's based on the speed, the 5K, 5K, 5Ks of just like, you know, what are you going to do about this, right? So, and of course, Bedman, a very awkward character as far as navigating some aspects of the neutral against it, but you know, as long as you are comfortable with your dash blocking and with some speed behind it, it can be so easy to work around these options. Ooh, but a good trade in JazzPanther. Gonna force Flo to have to spend out their burst here, but we at least get our turn back. We have 100 meter as well, so good luck blocking all of this out.
Yeah, and as you're stuck in the corner, oh, I like that, represents some throw. You're realizing JazzPanther has been blocking a lot, not using a lot of fuzzy options, confident in holding down back with FD, throw will work. And because of that one throw, JazzPanther's jumping now, allowing for the frame traps to actually mean something. Flowedup is reading JazzPanther really well, and didn't have to do that. Didn't have to do that, let's be real, that was disrespectful.
Yeah, that felt almost like personal, and that way, the way we used our meter there, maybe we're looking for the most burst build efficient option, you know. So, but I'll give that was pretty gnarly. But double jumps out here again. Oh, and I love that gets the wall stick off of that outplay too. So great utilization of that wall cancel cling here, but unfortunately just couldn't find Jazz after. Jazz answering back, taking it a little bit personal what Flo's doing here at the end. No way we're spending that burst against that much HP, and a perfect here for Jazz, taking us to our round 3.
Oh, 6 feet completely whipped. I feel like the Rinstar 6 feet can be a lot of options, but Flowedup with the patience is able to get so much out of it. Thinking to go for plus frames into the throw. Do you represent throw again? I think you do. I think you do. Oh, but Kira 2D will do just a good job. Fantastic play.
Yeah, this is Sleepy now. Get put in the wall. Hard knockdown here. JazzPanther gonna have to do their best guess right now, and all it takes is a simple close slash mid. Just mid is all we need. Big damage. A perfect being answered back here by Float. JazzPanther looking pretty good with that second round, but Float totally comfortable, kind of navigating what they need to do. Already up 2 games right now, in our first set of top 8. Of course, we're on the loser side here, so JazzPanther does fall here. We won't be seeing them anymore this time. Maybe not till the next Paragon ladder for Strive, but let's see if Flo can keep that momentum going, keep showing the ninja way against JazzPanther, or if we can put this Beta Blade dealer to rest.
Also interesting thing to note, Flowedup on the main coloring chip, that's a main character activities, I'm not gonna lie. No funny colors, no nonsense, just all business. Staggering away. Not able to get an opening. JazzPanther was just blocking up, defending well in that peekaboo style, but unfortunately gets clipped on the backdash. Flowedup cashing out the meter, wants to run hard knockdown Oki, and now JazzPanther is in a guess situation yet again.
Oh my gosh, mistakes are good. Oh, good job blocking out that on the overhead delay on that drift down BRC, but keeping Flo stuck in this corner here. A bit of a trade, working out, at least give some space here for Jazz, but unfortunately running into that far slash and take you up the wall, put you through it. Not going to be enough to kill, but hey, still getting positive, working for you. Here's the Flows, kind of wants to delay for a bit. Yeah, build up some of that burst meter as well here. Take advantage of what you're getting, but Jazz gets a good hit to get herself started. Has BRC behind it. Good block on the low, using that explosion. Bit of a mix-up option, but a good 2K Flow. Finding the hit they're looking for, and now they're on set point.
Absolutely beautiful stage, by the way. I know off topic, but my goodness, the stage is in Stride. Gorgeous.
I'm going at a point now, Pedro, we just don't have, like, it's not all Council of 3 all the time, right? Like, a lot of their, I know some stages still aren't fully optimized, but like, they essentially fix most stages. Right, yeah, exactly, right? There's so many good ones, and so I'm very happy to see we're getting a lot more different colors than just, you know, gray. And I like Council of 3, but we're different all the time. Float here, what a route, by the way.
Oh, you're dead.
Oh, actually,
that's dead.
Oh my goodness. Back to the ground we go. Flowedup going to take that 3-0 over JazzPanther. And great to see some Bedman as well. Not a character you get to see very often in bracket, depending on, you know, where your region is at. So definitely, you know, see some Roar and Nair and Astral here on the Anji Mito. And you know what? No better way to get started than Anji 2P.
Yeah, and we talked earlier about the journey of Anji. It's insane that if I went back in time and told Anji means, yeah, your character's probably going to cook in future patches, they wouldn't listen to me. Oh! But Asuka, a character that doesn't get a ton of love, but from what we have seen, an interesting nerf to the way mana works. Definitely something you work insanely hard to build up. However, Asuka mains have came across the strategy of purposely putting themselves out of mana to build it back up later on. Because with 2 bars of meter, you're able to just play the game, build up, start on offense, and then you get your mana back. It's clever, it's genius.
Yeah, definitely a character people were pretty down on for quite some time, but good delayed options here from Astral, but not able to find the right combo there. But hey, put them into the casino, high or low, good luck, buddy. Astral here doing their best to work around this magic. Good spins through the projectile, gets into the low, able to get the pickup as well thanks to the butterfly bird options. Staggering out again here. Never Christian Girl, the mana bar is getting drained down. We've been hit so many times, though we get that reduced damage with having that mana shield up right now. Not much mana left to keep us going.
Oh, what a jump in! I love that. Astral really waiting until she could just spring forth with the attack, and with no mana in the bag, should be able to get the kill. Astral up 1-0 with the perfect, you love to see it. Anji's a real threat, man. I'm telling you, scary character.
Yeah. And it's like, we're not even seeing like specific callouts to like fighting the cubes. We're just kind of using Anji's health bar and a couple spins behind it to essentially like get our way in. And you know, long have we come from a version of Asuka where it felt like such a one-player like affair, but and you still can see it often in the game plan when this character can get going. But like so often now, Asuka will run themselves playing the character. Right, we are not at the air anymore. We're essentially like perfect mana management just can almost last for an entire round at this point. So you will run out, and you will have to be confident on your reversal-less defense here as you go through. But Mauritian Girl, no stranger here to running this character in this version of Guilty Gear Strive. Already has that select on this corner. And a good 5D overhead can come through, push it through with the super. Get that hard knockdown here, but still about a little bit far away from getting our mana back.
Oh, and the parry. Now, even though you took a good chunky change off that mana, right? Went from scary to, okay, it's not so bad, right? I'm a tank now. There's a lot of stuff in this matchup that can go in Asuka's favor. For example, having so many mix-ups. Step number 1, good throw. Step number 2, Anji has a difficult time dealing with projectiles, right? Whenever he spins it, he loses, right? And whenever he spins a projectile, it is the opponent's turn. So, Dark Magician Girl, if she can play it right with the cubes, Astral will feel like they're playing up to hell, and they hate it.
I love the use of that JD from Anji to air stall yourself to fall down here again, but on the right hit, but good way fighting through. Projectile not quite active enough, but able to keep the route going, but a good reset. I think they're very dead. Absolutely no mana shield to keep it going again. This character made of absolute glass if there is not a blue bar around that health bar here again. Great option here in this game 2 right now. Mauritian Girl doing their best to keep themselves in it, but once again, Farsa's going to find its way, breaks out that cube and keeps the pressure going. And there's that enhanced hop. It is so quick.
Yeah, you're not reacting. Oh, you've got no mana. That is a ton of damage. This is like the worst version of the damage that's because of no mana. It means what be the same damage. It's insane. Like this, holding down the screen space with multiple cubes, and able to get a lot of good selections. However, with no mana, Dark Magician Girl needs to get offensive until the mana builds back up, which was the correct play. Able to do just that, and with the mana regen card, looks good. However, you got parried. Ooh.
Good gold burst again, and there we go. Fight out the cubes, getting the cancel off of hitting that cube into that Fujin, and just going for that Nagi. Hello. Astral just absolutely off to the races, and I imagine there was a time where this matchup was probably not fun at all for Anji, but even in this version right now, like the characters' like power levels have shifted, you know, enough to where I think Asuka kind of can't just run that like one player game plan as often, and you know, Anji can kind of just like brute force his way in, find what he's looking for, fight a couple cubes the right way, put you into a knockdown situation, and then get you in the Fujin Casino, where I'm sure a lot of us have gone bankrupt in our time here. Bit of a color switch here by DMG, trying to find what we're looking for. Oh, dang.
So, again, the thing I mentioned is that if Asuka is able to play very well, Anji will feel like he's basically living in a nightmare. But what has happened that Astral does that I absolutely love is adapting to the cubes, not really just throwing out spin like a madman, but throwing out parry super and 6Ps and 5P 2Ps, right? Because you don't need to be overcommittal with these cubes, you really don't. And every time Astral deals with a cube, just gets right in. So maybe something needs to change with Dark Magician Girl's timings, or maybe the way she does offense. I don't know. Oh, shimmy!
Oh yeah, that would have been a pretty spooky shimmy as well. No mana behind it there. Good air throw, using that slowdown from the BF to be able to make sure it works, but
that's dead.
Nope. The rock overhead. Oh, does not get the continuation of the combo. But at least we're stuck in this corner right now. Do a lot of blocking here. Hits him with that JD. Gets the overhead. Dark Magician Girl keeping herself alive here in this set. If she drops out here, she's done for the night. But gonna get that knockdown here. Oh, good throw as well again.
Yeah, this is brutal. Good burst. The icicle, and as we know, the icicle buff gives you a bit of a combo state. And the main goal of that combo state, again, is to delay the mana. Genius strategies from Dark Magician Girl. Genuine tactician at the game. The Astral, she's going to get in. You need to stop all the approaches here if you want to win.
For a second there, I was almost wondering if that cube got underneath the 6P. It just looked like, with the way it got bounced around, that maybe it kind of worked for it there. But still is able to get cleared, but not enough to do it. Dark Magician Girl keeps herself in this loser's side set against Astral. Astral, of course, only need one more game to move it on, but we'll see if this Magician can figure out what spell she needs to be able to get this man to stop dancing. He just keeps spinning.
Yeah. The other thing that I did notice about that match is Astral chilled on the parry supers, and I'm very curious why, because every time she made that guess on a projectile or a button, it just led to a winning situation. So I wonder why we chilled on it. Was there an adaptation that I missed? Is there something that scared her? I'm curious.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe it's maybe want to come out of Reliance, right? You don't want to send to get it called out, but so far Astral still navigating pretty well around. But this there, oh, that early cancel into the overhead, messing with that fuzzy timing. Stuck in this corner. When does it end right now? The damage is gonna be so high. No mana shield behind you to keep it going. But back to neutral we go, but still no mana right now for DFT. But good BRC forward. Actually gets over the 5K. Able to punish it here. And now we have mana on deck again. Oh my god, still caught! No way it went high enough to do that!
Yep. And like I said, parry super gets represented. That winning scenario. It's really good in this matchup from what we're seeing. But Madison, she's down against set point, down on mana, down on burst, has to try and make a comeback, but that screen space has to make up for it. She was slowly giving it up, but we're back in a good state. Oh, good block to the top 5D.
Yep. Here gets the knockdown again, blocks another one. RC behind it, keeps our turn. Astro able to find the far slash in that 2K pickup here. Another Fujin. Oh, he's gonna be able to call it out, run to the throw, hold this mix real quick. They're probably jump and be able to stop any further sequences again. So we start bouncing those cubes around. Wait, the delayed one was still active enough to not get cleared and actually punish the rest of the parry.
Yeah, luckily Imagine hit that parry, but on the positive for Astral, she didn't take much damage for that play. Could have been punished really heavily. Still alive.
I love what we're seeing with these stabs, by the way. Just manipulating these cubes into such interesting kind of block sequences there. Kind of keeping Astral guessing. Everything Girl showing so much great utilization. We are fighting out these 5P, 2P, stopping all those green cubes.
Oh god, this is actually so bad for Dark Magician Girl, but with a throw, able to work wonders, because you were down to 1 cube left and you had no mana, so even when you got your mana, you had to get back your items, but because of that throw, was able to build it right back up. And we've got them here to extend for the wait for the mana, but Astral challenges at the perfect time and so much damage.
Good fuzzy jump there, gets out of that enhanced hop, but now we're stuck back full screen. Mana bars draining down, not a lot to work with right now. More BMG. They pull up the wall of cubes, get a little bit of mana back here potentially. Oh no, we are absolutely burnt out at this point. We got that back again already. The regen coming through the wall of cubes. Armada has to spend out the burst. Able to find the JS off of that PRC hop cancel. Corner, good 6P.
Oh no, this is bro. Yeah, you don't want to block those 3 HGs plus 3. Into the overhead. Oh no, the challenge! Ah, the YRC, and we're back to it. We'll go back and forth, hit for hit, and Astral baits the burst for the win, allowing her to take the dub and sadly knock out Dark Magician Girl 3-1.
Kind of seeing, I believe, like, you know, a state of 2 characters who have gone through a lot of changes there.
It's just been raised from irrelevancy to pretty good, and then Axel got buffed on top of it, so, you know, it just adds to it. And this is one of the matchups where Axel causes a nightmare for one of the top tiers in this patch.
Absolutely. Zintai already off to a good start. Kiske locked out here again, but we had level 3 blood, so 2S, 5H was ready to be picked up, but a good 2H counter hit here. Look at the damage coming out again. Being wrong against Axel in this version is absolutely terrible. Even worse if you are Naga with that increased damage being taken. Burst out of both sides. There's that new change. No longer command grab. That low, essentially, you know, hit, I'll call it almost a hit grab in a sense. But, when we were ready, though, we saw so many Naga blood pops not being punished here. But Zintai, we're looking at the screen.
You gotta look at the screen. Yeah, you gotta look at the screen. You know, it's in your face. You've got that 1920 by 1080, unless you're one of those geeks with a really good PC setup, you know what I mean? You gotta look at the whole screen. It's so important against Nagoriyuki. And because of that, Zentai's got a very good early lead.
The zoning game coming through. Do not overforce too much. Do not get clipped by that 2H. This Naga is stuck at this corner, bringing it a little bit closer now again. Hold this guard crush real good. Hold up there, not gonna get thrown further troubles.
The chump!
Oh, this is big now.
Wait, what tournament number are we on again?
What was that?
What tournament number are we on again?
89.
Damn it. 208. Oh, big hook. Burst on the table, and it's a pop! Oh, the close line for the kill! That was nice. That was very, very nice. Zintai, you're optimal, and clean going up 1-0.
Yeah, and I love that recognition. Going for that, you know, pick up there instead, lock him out, being able to burst any of that sequence, you know, and then just with a simple OTG. Great stuff here. Zintai navigating this so well. And you said it before, like, Axel, a character that seems to be so good against some of these kind of awkward movement characters. Most of those characters usually used to have tools like White Wall stuff to kind of force their way in. But with that no longer being on the, essentially in the tool belt, you got to be right and then not let this character get themselves away.
Yeah. It's kind of like what I said earlier. He does really well in his beat up. He uses Patch Potemkin, Nagoriyuki, and Leo Whitefang, right? And because of that, his meta relevance cannot be ignored. Because he makes it so awkward for those characters to play this version of the game. It beats another blood pop, bro. Zintai is so ready to stop Nagoriyuki going into his blood. You died. Oh no! The wall break didn't happen.
Not quite so close. Yeah, that was absolutely, if they were closer to the wall, that absolutely would have been around for Cicadas here, but Zintai, bit of luck on their side, not close enough to the left side at least.
Hey,
here.
Again.
Round 2, good throw. Block it out, good IBF to get a little bit of space after again. But for a 2P, counter hit, gets a full pickup for that knockdown. Back to that full screen game plan we go.
And there is also another thing to know about Axel, like, even though he does well in these matchups because it makes it super awkward for them, he can feel the pressure in these matchups. These matchups can scare the hell out of him when any of those characters get in, you know what I mean? Because his defense isn't all that anymore. He doesn't have that 2K that he was known for. Oh wow.
Yeah, you have to make sure you're comfortable in being the right amount of slippery there, but Cicadas getting called out for their choices. Come through here again. Back to full screen you go. It's looking a little bit lost for man here.
What jump? Good jump.
Zintai. Already up 2-0 right now. I feel like, you know, usually Axel character not essentially, you know, known for, you know, the higher damage. Of course, has gotten some pretty insane routing buffs over the, you know, many patches at this point. But, you know, we're just seeing here kind of Cicadas not quite fully being able to manage that blood. And it kind of makes sense in the matchup, right? You have to, like, essentially at some point spend something to try to get yourself in. But unfortunately, if you can't make them block, get the right hits in, get some of that blood meter back there, popping might be in your future. So one more game, and Zintai will be moving forward on the winner's side. The kids have to move down to that loser side of the bracket to fight one of the other two here. We're waiting for it, but a good frame trap there.
Don't miss the chomp! No bite for you, no blood snack's gonna happen, and that's gonna allow Zintai to actually steal a turn and get out, but he is stuck in the corner, and even though Nagoriyuki has a great screen advantage, that one hit has just completely swapped it about, and now you're in the corner for a wall break at high blood. This is not good for Cicadas.
They only have about one more chance here. One good hit could potentially do it, but yeah, it could be so tough to like actually make this character run into these big normals here. Zintai now on set point. He's looking so comfortable in this matchup right now. Just not really let Cicadas get anything started.
Good blocks. Cicadas. It's at high blood, so no high rolling. Because the burst, like Ant mentioned, even if you get in, the blood is still going to be very high as you get pushed right back out. Oh no. Oh, you're taking so much.
Such a tough point, right? And this is a game plan that can work so well against so many characters, but there's just some matchups where Nago at high blood, you just kind of lose your ability to have any agency here. Not quite able. We were actually going to pop if we choose to drop it here on purpose. Zintai, absolutely pay attention.
Hey.
Locked them out in the
cinematic. we got some kill combos. Oh no, he's just too optimal. He's too optimal, Ganyan. There was no taunts. There was no the way Anji wants to play into matchups.
Yeah, I mean, this is just going to be Macmens kind of not, you know, overcommitting, and then just like any other character, when you put any character into blocking the Fujin game plan, it's like, what can you really show? But Insert has, I think when I see these two play very often, I feel like Insert normally comes out ahead in the matchup, so we'll have to kind of see if Macmens has some new stuff to show as we go in so far. Insert have been on an absolute tear rate lately, doing incredibly well in a lot of these online brackets, both TNS and the Geekly, so great routing here, recognition, just keeps the combo simple and takes that first round before I can even finish the opening thought.
Nice backdash. Oh, the far slash. Yeah, Insert is making the neutral very awkward, right? Even though Anji has plenty of good things he can spin in this matchup, right? Dolphin, any of the buttons, for example. It's just super awkward. Can't really throw it out there comfortably, as we see. Got punished for it.
Look at this damage on Anji of all characters, too. More than 50% coming, bringing out the parry, though, just to get a bit of space, a little bit of time to think about our next approach then, but pretty long way to make it back through. 3K gonna find our right hit. Doing our best to keep that burst safe, but a good delay burst from Macmens gets a little bit of space back here in this round. But we are just fishing with some far slashes back here. Insert taking a pretty confident first game.
Yeah, pretty confident first game indeed. Macmens appear to have a lot of difficulties about using spin, as we saw. Went for a spin play, led to death essentially. So I'm kind of curious how you're going to play it. It's like, spin is still good in this matchup. It should be really represented. But if you get punished once like that and you take so much damage, your mindset's probably somewhere else. Like, do I do it? You know?
Yeah, I've seen Macmens before, sometimes having some deep runs in brackets and just being like, you know, essentially waiting for someone to take them out of the bracket, being the salary man that he is. So I'm curious how funny a May as good as Insert will have you feeling after a while, but here we go, able to fight out again. Actually sent out Dolphin maybe on a retreat option there, gets clipped by that Rin overhead. Macmens still keeping Insert stuck in this corner though.
Two blocks. Just far slash.
These far slashes are just like, yeah, the stop sign is being put out right now.
I mean, to be fair, Anji's one of the characters that can't really whip punish it effectively. The only way for Anji to deal with far slash to an effective degree is to spin it. But spinning it, as we've seen, is showing its risks. It can get you caught.
Oh, caught indeed, and double 5D being blocked out. Insert's defense looking top notch right now. One more good hit to send Macmens out of this round here, but yeah, unfortunately not able to quite connect anything. Bit of a, looks like maybe a Fujin start up there off the spin. We're gonna get caught. Insert off to an absolute tear right now. But we all can't guess the right Fujins all the time. No Nagi gonna hit here again. Good punish though here by Insert.
Oh god. PRC spins it. I mean, if you're gonna get scaled combo, may as well spin afterwards, right?
Absolutely. Oh, calling out Free Willy, yeah. And no way we're bursting this one here. We wanted to see if we could stop Macmens in their track, and you know, going into this third round now. Definitely burst advantage here for Insert, so let's play a little bit more aggressive right now, and Macmens getting that first hit, and there's that goal burst. Oh, 2H hitting. Oh my goodness.
Huge counter hit. Hey. What? That's another bait, and Macmens is gonna be cashing out. Got the combo, but it don't matter. It don't matter. We're fine. We're fine. Just that last time.
Totally fine. Oh no! But jumped into the arms of Macmens, not able to find the connection. Shout out to Nitro as well for the big raid. Appreciate you. Hope you had a good stream.
Is there a lore there? I'm so curious. Is there a lore there? We got liquid. Do we have solid Nitro?
All different forms of Nitro. Yeah. No, oh, it's a good question there, but appreciate the big raid from Nitro NY. Definitely one of the goats of many fighting games between Strive, Dragon Ball Fighters, had a little bit of time, and a couple others there too, so appreciate you. Remember, we are in our top 8 right now. This is the other winners semi-final set. We have Insert and Macmens on deck. One game apiece here. Both these players absolutely swinging as we get into our game 3 right now. Macmens, all in the corner, but we spaced out. We were ready for that gold burst.
You know, this is quite common for Macmens. Macmens will usually take an early L, and it'll be kinda bad. It'll look like Macmens hardly got to play the game, right? But what happens afterwards? He adapts, he overcomes, and he becomes better. So I'm imagining this match might go down to the wire, but I can see Macmens winning this one, without a doubt.
Oh my god.
Unnecessary.
I love it. I always call those mix-ups, those are the I think you're good mix-ups, right? Where essentially you give the startup orange of 5D, but then PRC into the low, right? So it's like, you know, I know that you can react to this, so I'm gonna hit you with this, you know. And now a much scaled, more options used to be, but there is that stinking May 5D that feels like it hit half screen practically. Such a big hitbox on that option there. Able to block it out. That Dolphin.
Oh, I like the 6P attempt because obviously she's walking back, you know. Oh, what's gonna happen, Dolphin? That's okay. But somehow what, you know, you go like, oh, you're calling it like, are you good mix? You know what we call it on the Battle Brawl? That's the Anji mix. Because the only character that does that is Anji. Like, you'll hardly see anybody do the mix of tap 5D, PRC low, but you know who always does it? Anji, man. Every time.
It's about Anji, yeah. In his DNA, it feels like at this point. So good mobility. Your ins are trying to work around these normals here, but the up Dolphin catching you out on your approach attempt. Oh, not gonna be able to find
Two
that
bars.
throw.
Not
Didn't want to send it though. Didn't believe. Doesn't matter.
Macmens, you're an interesting man. You're very interesting, man. Those 2 bars led to an easy kill without that. There's no arguing that, right? You could have killed. But opting to run Oki anyway, like there must have been something going on in his head. Nope.
Oh wow, is 3K gonna find a connection there, but around here, she's not gonna hit by the 6B. Good 2S press to get ourselves going. Deflect to get a bit of space back here, but Macmens keeps finding a way to put insert in this block off here. It feels like, yep. Into that far slash.
Right, all into the overhead. We're staggering. We've got the bar at the 6H. The far slash gets in with the jump in for the burst of the knife. Macmens got the meter to play with.
Gets their way out here. 6P gonna at least knock them kind of into a soft knockdown. Chasing out with the 2P. No full pickup here. Hell holds up there. Gets punished for the falling option. Lays out here again, but coming in off the Dolphin one more time. Insert, not a lot of health to work with, but neither does Macmens at this point. One more good hit could be enough to do it. Not quite. Blocks out on that 5 DRC. Oh, we're in the corner now.
Dude, one hat on, gets suspended. Macmens is so weird. I'm gonna be so real. I'm gonna just say this straight up. Macmens is playing so weird because there was like 3 different hits that Macmens got with meter that he could have confirmed into an RC into a kill. It just didn't do it at all. Is there a challenge? Is there a challenge run going on inside the Macmens not to use Roman cancel for a win? It's crazy to me.
Yeah, it's got to get his Guilty Gear weeklies done. You know, there's a win a round with no Roman cancel used or something. So
yeah, like Insert is playing this so well and has been try to read spin, but try to stagger like hell, and then just not using RC to kill. It can confuse the opponent. I think Insert's probably been like, how am I winning some of these interactions?
Oh no, but the double up Dolphin keeping it burst safe while hitting the Kara cancel as well here off of the Dolphin.
That's
absolute sweaty stuff. Yeah, love that from Insert. Oh, tries to bait it out, but it's still active. Who cares if it's only down a few frames? More than enough active here, but a good jump in JS there. Insert finding themselves way in. Macmens gonna spin through, get a close slash starter, but it's fairly scaled, so not gonna have to burst quite yet to keep ourselves in this round. Locks out that 3K. Good 2P to stop that further oppression. Everyone's have to come in pretty soon, though.
2 bars of meter. Oh god. Into the overhead. Can't get a combo, sadly. Good super on the response. Insert denying what could have been a deadly round.
At first, your super reversible doesn't succeed. Try, and try again. It can't be baited out forever, so great stuff here, Insert. Keep themselves in this set right now. Has a chance to even it up and take it to a game 5, but Macmens wants to potentially even up the rounds here at least and end it early if they can. He's blocked at the low. 2S gonna fight out despite the spacing. Still able to get a good counter hit starter. Macmens having to block us out here. Good 6P to stop that further attempt from that Dolphin cancel.
Oh, what 6P. Hey. And with the meter, does have 2 bars, could opt for the Super RC buttons, but opted not to. Just missing out on 1 damage. Again, it could have RC'd into a close slash, and that would have won it. Like, what is Macmens doing? He is confusing me with some of his damage output, Ganion, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, understandable. One thing you can definitely take advantage of, as mentioned earlier, right, is that, you know, if you don't have an invincible super, you still can cancel it. Anji's, of course, able to do a couple, like 3 extra normals, essentially, during that super animation, and Macmens just kind of making it a little bit harder for themselves, but still able potentially to take this set. They are on set point, but Inter has such a big advantage so far in the health and at least the burst department. Now we're even out on burst again. Dolphin gonna find its mark. Make some hold on this. We actually call it out. The burst not going to be utilized. Insert evens it up and takes us to a game 5.
Yeah, Macmens probably feeling the stress. You know, you had a winning scenario. You had set point at one point, and it is what it is. And Insert, she's bringing it back. And Insert dominated at the start, right? So if Macmens is not prepared, a steamroll could happen in this match here.
We'll have to see if Macmens can kind of dig deep, and you know, we've seen a lot of these come very close, but you're right, we've seen a few unfortunate, like, just poor choices in understanding where their meter is at, or maybe like thinking that if they can get the kill or not, right? And you know, when you are at this level of play, you do not want to give your opponent another chance to guess right. We play such a volatile game in Guilty Gear Strive, and obviously 2.0 calmed down some of the things in the damage department, but having to guess right against all of these strong defensive and offensive options can definitely be tough. But Macmens had to spend the burst, but Insert, Spiky pushing that corner, found her way out here, but a good up Dolphin, gets our turn back, gets a hard knockdown here again. Worried about the stagger here. Anji, no Anji parry coming through. 3K gonna find its way, blocks out multiple overheads. YRC to get off me. Punch on that rain. A far slash actually hitting the Dolphin startup though.
Oh, jumps in. Runs under. I was thinking maybe an anti-air play, but unfortunately couldn't get anything. I know Macmens has put himself in the corner, but with a good spin, able to get in, but no openings. Zintai blocks up. Good 2P confirmed. The 2S confirmed as well, and has the bar to certainly kill with this wall break if it's possible, which it is. Set point for Macmens.
Yeah, good stuff to Macmens. Routing there, taking advantage that Anji now has to use 2K for a lot of these pickups, where a lot of times 5K of old was the way. There we go. Good corner routing, at least gets all the way to that corner. Ooh, wasn't able to get the back hit on. The Dolphin bunker did not come out quite yet so far. Inter trying to fish with these far slashes, but the 5D RC going to give us a good damage routing, push it through that wall, build a little positive for ourselves here, but Macmens likely going to maybe not be spending this burst unless we think we can win it all right here. We have 100 meter to work with. Definitely going to have Insert sweating here pretty soon. The 5D to connect this time though. Through the wall, but not going to be enough to kill.
But Insert does have an opportunity. What a tech on the throw, and Macmens with the whip punish solidifies his win in a very weird manner. Again, multiple times where he could have won. I don't want to harp on that a bit too much, but you get my point. Definitely a weird game from Macmens, but he does take it.
To 30 Cicadas versus Flowedup here. Nagoriyuki versus Chipp. Zanuff, let's get to it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun one for sure. I think Nagoriyuki can struggle in this matchup, right? It comes down to the reach, of course, and Chipp's able to play around that reach, like we just saw there, the double jump, to a very easy degree. To a very, very easy degree, he can play around a lot of the tools that Nagoriyuki does. It's just that if Nagoriyuki catches him slipping once, we've seen what he does to characters like Goldblum. Right? He deletes that health. What do you think he's going to do to Chipp?
Just absolutely could sneeze on him and this man would fall over here. Ooh, but a good YRC, at least his Flowedup stuck in this corner right now. He just has to do their best to maintain it. Oh, but catching out the Fukio attempt back there again with that BRC. And the pressure keeps coming through. The Chipp damage is starting to work against it, and even died by Chipp. No FD coming out here from Cicadas. Pretty tough to make it way back in here, but Flowedup looking so comfortable in this matchup. I think I've seen Flowedup IBFD like essentially every far slash from these Nagos so far, so definitely have to see if that continues to be a high success rate, but a good 6P going to stop that attempt to move forward here. Cicadas stuck in this corner now, having to block out against all this mix. No Goldburst to find a connection.
Into the reset, 5k, 5k, 2k, stagger in, overhead into the RC, Flowedup is wanting to get that last hit and it's not happening. And Cicadas keeps picking these big committal buttons. Now, if I'm playing Nagoriyuki, I understand why we're pressing the big buttons, right? I get it. It's dopamine. It hit hard. It covers a ton of the screen. But this is Chipp, right? This is Chipp. You can't do that. It's not the play. I need to see a bit more calmness from Cicadas and a whole lot of more 2Sing and 5Ks and like 5P, 2P, and 6Ps. I need to see more of that rather than 5Hs and 2Hs.
Yeah, it's like, you know, the game plan that works so well against a lot of the cast doesn't mean it will work well against all of the cast. So we'll have to see if Cicadas can find the right hits they need to stop what Chipp can bring. But you're just seeing Flowedup playing this kind of like in and out style here, working around these giant normals here so far. And Cicadas already spent all of their blood, just get stuck in the corner. So it's essentially like you're like, you know, increasing the damage modifier for what you take to not be able to answer back. The super gonna come out here again. Maybe Nago is pretty tanky, but we do have 3 blood here. Not enough to quite kill. Oh, 2K2D to do it.
Oh yeah, we've also got a bit of a star in the chat right now. Metallic Cake, one of the best Oceania players on the Eno. Pretty cool to see, not gonna lie. But Flowedup. No, the challenge! No throat miss them, mate. That's such a shame.
Absolute disaster, absolute disaster. Cicadas almost having a chance to potentially make the right call out. Ooh, but it connects to 5H though, and that 5H taking over a quarter of this Chipp's health bar. Great stagger to the throw. Yeah.
It's like, what does he do to Goldless? What's it like? That tells you everything. He hurts him. What's happening to this little guy, bro?
Absolutely evaporated here. Low get out of the corner. Oh, tries to throw, but unfortunately going to get called out for their ways. Burst to get some space, but Chipp is back there before you can even blink. Sends out the overhead one more time. Puts them through the wall. Builds some positive here as well. Cicadas not a lot of blood to work with here.
Hey, big bro. Blood is high. I don't think a pop's gonna happen. Yeah, barely edging it. That's insane.
Take 2 more hits here. Flowedup recognizing the situation where we just keep in the corner. I have the meter to be able to make the mix-up be the call-out to take it. And despite a much closer game 2 here, Flowedup still coming up on top. 2-0 right now. 1 more to move into that loser's semis slot right now. Well, they potentially could await the winner of Insert and Astral. We still have potentially 1 more game to go. Maybe Cicadas can look inward, hit up the Nago cord real quick and say, guys, what do I do against Chipp here real quick? Because right now Float is looking unanswered.
And then he gets the ancient text from Test Your Luck and Natasha. You know what they say? You're ref. Like, it's just super tough anymore. He's a top tier without a doubt. He shines in this patch without a doubt. It's just there's a couple of characters that can make him look like he has no impact whatsoever. And sadly enough, Chipp is one of those characters.
Chipp is very much that dude. And here we go. Float navigating this so well. Close slash into that tap 5D. Had access to. Oh, but the super actually whips. But recovers just in time. Oh, but 1-5-8 was half your health bar. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention Chipp's bad matchup, right? He doesn't really have any, but you know what that one bad matchup is? His health bar. Like, that's his one bad matchup. If he gets cut by anybody, my goodness, it's so high.
Definitely tough here. Float and great recognition of that hit confirm, be able to get the overhead after for that knockdown. Through that wall here, no need to spend that super. Chipp is so comfortable navigating neutral against these big buttons, as long as you don't run into them accidentally.
Oh, Christ.
Oh, here we go.
The credit card.
Swiping the card. What can we do? It's a buy one, get one sale, and hopefully we're going to be able to get
we're
this Oh my god. Are we though? Oh no!
Oh, he's gonna go hog wild. But the pop! Did you press? No, but it's an air block, so but he's safe. Sends the super, which no, shouldn't have done that. Should have waited. I understand your health is depleting, but you should have waited.
That was such a tense moment there. Cicadas might be kicking themselves, thinking that they've just it's a little bit different. Could have at least taken a game back here, but Flowed looking so in control right now. Has 50 behind, playing neutral here again. Burst on both sides here. 100 now behind it. Should be able to do whatever we want here.
Hey.
The defense so far getting us pretty far. Burst them back into this corner. Cicadas blocking out on that overhead. The burst come out. No burst quite yet though.
6H gets the close slash mate. That's huge. That's gonna lure so much blood, giving Cicadas so many options to work with. Case in point, you're seeing it here. One more hit's what's gonna do it. Oh, and still able to punish the DP despite whipping one of his longest recovery normals, far slash. Cicadas wins that off of a scary situation. 1-0.
But shout out to Cicadas, you know, picking your fastest button after you realize the scenario. You're like, well, I might not be able to do it, but hey, maybe this 5P will find its mark. And
Gentlemen,
absolutely
I may not have an idea, but I do have a 5P.
I do have a 5P. Great stuff there. Cicadas keeping us from getting a 3-0 on this side of the bracket. Love to see it here. Love to see if they can bring us to a game 5 as well. But Flowedup is looking so in control in those first 2 ones. And honestly, this third game could have absolutely went their way as well. But right now, we're off to a pretty good start here. Getting this Nago lockdown in this corner here. Need to break the wall, but a good backdash there. Yeah, it's that back throw incident. But a terrible spot to burst. Uh-oh. This is looking a little bit long as well again, because now going to this round, will you even potentially see a burst bar here before this round could end?
Yeah, the main goal here is just to not let Nagoriyuki get started at all, because like you said, no burst, right? If he gets started, he will kill you, right? He will just go on. No, that's a complete misinput. You did not want that. What could you have wanted?
That's a Chipp Rekka moment. Sometimes when you do Rekka and you get DP instead.
Oh yeah.
I put a little bit of time into Chipp, and in my learning, I'm like, this is annoying, but it's purely from a down to standing problem, right? So.
Yeah, it's like that thing where it's like, oh, you wanted a 6P, but because you did crouching, you get a fireball sometimes.
Yep.
Rough.
You see it a lot with Kai with fireball too, right? When they want DP and they end up getting a fireball instead. So. Definitely a bit of an oopsie here of Flow, and when that's too deterred, yeah, great recognition and good, safe choices. Gets that jump in, JP to be able to even up Flow once again on set point here. But we're starting to see a few cracks in the armor. We'll have to see if Cicadas take advantage. We're doing a 2D counter hit. Good ways to get started here. Puts you in a bit of that Chipp blender. Good throw. Back into the corner you go.
Flowedup does have a good advantage here. Burst is gone, and Chipp is fantastic at abusing an opponent with a lack of burst.
Yeah, and you can see it there too. Cicadas just wanting to keep Chipp off of them, and even though you bursted him off, he got back right away. I might be dead. You got high blood.
Oh, wait, what? Oh, don't let it happen to you. Okay, J2K for the dub. Flowedup gonna take that W in a very scary matchup. Truly.
We definitely know Nago was a big character hurt by that, but thinking of 2 incredibly strong characters doing more than just fine in this version of Guilty Gear Strive, we have Astral on that Anji insert. Of course, we saw her earlier on this May. Gonna put Astral through the wall already, off to the races. Had a lot of time to practice out the where they're at in the Anji matchup right now. We're fighting Macmens on that winner side, of course. Macmens able to take it there in a close 3-2 set, but right now Insert is absolutely speed running this first round here. Actually, a little bit of their turn back again. Blocks out into the overhead one more time. This time, these delayed fusion follow-ups doing so much work against the Dolphins, and the PRC 6P pushes through that wall. Not a lot of damage, but positive coming in heavy.
Yeah, oh, the parry super. We know Astral's a big fan of representing it. And Insert is going to have to adapt their game to that, because she's going to experience that a lot. That parry super's going to come out a lot. 1 HP, jumps in the 6P to deny Insert. We take the first round off of a nail-biting finish. Now, Ganion. I need the bathroom. I'll be back in just a moment. Kiske. You there?
Yep, I got you here. Not a problem.
Right,
Insert here off to the absolute races right now. I'm going to put Astral through this wall. Force him to play a little bit of neutral here again, but good 6P to challenge out that far slash attempt. No full pickup here again. Knock them down. Burst coming through. Hold this beach ball real quick. Not trying to challenge it. Get some of that new routing with those 2 H's. Then go for the loops. Go to the wall break instead. Oh my, actually BRC's forward into the 5D. That was diabolical here from Insert. Tries to go with the double resets again, but runs into another parry. Astral so comfortable representing that as an option and not being able to quickly called out for it so far. And Insert was absolutely off to the races in the first round at least here, but Astral keep themselves in it right now. They're going to at least get a good routing into that gold burst being spent back out. But unfortunately, Dolphins right back into the corner, and Dolphins out again. Moving around like it's SeaWorld out there right now. Facing looking so good here. Delay jump outs here, runs into that 6P. 6Ps are just trying to stop these Dolphin entry attempts here. Spins into the fish, because I got a few water animals of my own, sea creatures if you will. Arch's gonna come through again. Stagger's coming out. Stagger. We are just trying to make Insert be a little too uncomfortable in this corner, but a run-up actually gets far slash there. No full pickup here. Get him into the throw. Side switch again. This time we were ready for that parry, but another one being shown, and you're going through the wall, but you're not dead. You're May. You're built like the anger that you wield. Burst, keep space out again. Almost has access to 50 one more time. Finally with that 3K. Coming through. Burst safe, though. It's so tough to burst May in that sequence. And Insert is showing you why Astral was so close to be able to take this game, but Insert holds onto it just barely. And I have to say, Astral looking very successful with these parry attempts, but the big shout out was not only did you get one of them called out with the throw, you immediately represented it again. Like the confidence to spend your 100-meter just to put out a parry. You had the health to do it here. Astral definitely could potentially put some numbers in the set as we go deeper into it. But right now, Insert here looking like she could be ready to move forward and take on Float, who's waiting in that loser semis final side. Right now, Astral doing their best. Push back here. Welcome back here. Insert taking that first game. Astral ready, working Insert back to this corner, and a burst stop. Oh, any more of that further sequences here again, but a good air throw to get that knockdown and keep the pressure going for this Anji.
Okay. Gets in. Unfortunately, the 6P is going to catch you. Insert got a fantastic burst. You cannot ask for a better burst. Able to get the corner and gain so much momentum. Astral getting sent through the wall, and the health is tied up neck and neck now with Insert a deposit bonus, but it's going to take a while till she actually sees any rewards, and Astral gets clipped, and I think that's death with a wall break. Yes, it is.
Yeah, I was a little concerned with that routing. Almost looked like they were getting a little too low to get a pick up, but we knew what we were doing. Insert definitely the May expert here, showing that she has the route she needs. Good block in the run overhead, getting that close slash starter. Of course, Astral to burst out right away. Good backdash there, though, on that side switch on the J2H drop, but ooh, no pickup there. Maybe looking for a Dolphin after, but did not come out here. Oh, good drop. At least we get Astral push to this corner, but Astral fighting out so well right now.
Nice. Able to stagger away, and because it was the Virgin charged overhead, that's a combo. Unfortunate drop though, but we still have the corner lock. Gets the counter and Insert and gets sent through the wall. Astral striking right back at you. Needs one more round to try and steal it to L1.
Yeah, we saw this earlier in the first game too. Astral was able to, essentially keep it close. Took us to a round 3 as well, but Insert here just looking so much more comfortable the longer they get in it. I'm sure there are aspects of Macmens and Astral that maybe do feel different in their pressure sequences, but we all have to guess right in the Anji casino that is Fujin at some point, but we'll have to see what we do it. Trying to stagger out, trying to get Insert to send out these reversal supers, but a gold burst when it comes out first again. Back to that 50, tries to punish it out, and the parry's gonna find it. Not enough to quite wall break though.
Okay.
And sends out a reversal of our own. Say, hey, I got one too almost, but a backdash calling out the fake stuff. Astral doing what they need to do to take us to a game apiece.
I also do really like that meaty throw, right? The goal, of course, is that we've seen Astral in defense go for parry super a ridiculous amount of times, right? We've seen it. Even on wake-ups, on projectiles, on buttons, you name it. So going for the meaty throw there isn't a bad play. However, Astral was ready to backdash, maybe backdash something that was very little in active frames, or even a throw as we saw there, and it just worked out, you know?
Absolutely here, going into our third game. Both these players absolutely hungry to keep moving forward, do their best, take on that strong Chipp, waiting for him in Flowedup here, but Insert just moving around the screen so well right now. And there we are getting the dolphin loop again. I love that. Routing is so sick. Doesn't feel as good when you're getting hit by it, but you know.
Yeah, it's fun to watch. It's very fun to watch. Insert though, looking like she is experienced after fighting one of the best Anjis for sure, Macmens. You know, it would put you in the mood to be like, alright, I'm ready to fight another Anji. Despite the fact that Astral has a very different playstyle, using a lot more defensive strategies, as we see with backdash and parry, case in point. But Insert seems to be ready.
Ready indeed, and unfortunately no burst value coming this time. Astral was maybe thinking that Insert wasn't gonna bait early enough. The I know that you know that I know sequence is always one of my favorite parts of fighting games. When you get to this level, there's just like so many opportunities to bait, where sometimes you go, well, they're clearly gonna be baiting for the early one, so I'll represent my burst a little bit later, and they, you know, are ready for on that first layer again. And of course, May could be a scary character to try to burst. She's got a lot of routing in that corner, especially that can, you know, give her good cancel points off of those up dolphins to keep burst, even the close slash itself. So Insert here definitely showing us some mastery in that regard. Great counter to get herself started here with the back hit still hitting, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, that hitbox, that's insane. Oh, no Totsugeki hope for you. Astral denies the airspace and is able to take a huge turn. If Astral can get a hit, Jesus Christ. This is what I mean. Astral has so many good defensive strategies in the bag. It's not easy to be all like, oh, I'm just gonna poke this, right? Their main is there, right? Nope. Parry super. Hold the throw. One more hit that'll do it. You're sick in the head. That's insane that you have that much of a time to carry cancel to super like that. That's absurd.
Yeah, I am, you know, Astral definitely showing me that, you know, this is a player that you need to be considerate of when they have safety, because they are more than comfortable with ripping it on that player here again. Great routing here, damn near, it was coast to coast, no wall stick. And speak of the parry as well, we got 50, let's spend it real quick.
Like, what's the success rate right now? Is that like 8 out of 10? You know when someone said Astral plays like a level 8 CPU? No, I get it. It makes sense. Like, what do CPUs do when there's a gap? Oh, the input read parry for you. You know what I mean?
They have that at the ready. 2P gonna fire herself out here. Doesn't want to spend the meter after to keep the combo going. A little bit of an unfortunate throw RC moment. You know, it's funny. I feel like we're still seeing players still doing like the kind of like I'll call it the tap in of the RC after a throw for like a whip throw into PRC, but like that's been gone, gamers. Like, what are we doing anymore at this point?
Yeah, no, I remember the first set I played with Redemption and being all like, oh, like they jumped the pop buster. I'm like, oh, I don't like,
oh yeah, that's here. Astral having to burst to keep himself in this set. Oh no, drops the pickup after. So much momentum. The low. Both have to burst back. Oh, we didn't believe in the beach ball.
Yeah, Astral is super nerfed right now. With no access to parry super. What the? That's insane, that. What a bag throw. What a bag throw. Also, what is the name of that clip? Esteemed Vast Werewolf Rickroll. What in the hell is Twitch's like clip names? Like, what the?
They just have an interesting bucket of words that seem to get slapped together whenever you create a clip. It's definitely been interesting to see.
Okay, just give me like the letters and numbers that YouTube does. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, I know they always do it. It's just like, what the hell am I reading?
Oh my gosh. Game 5 though between these two behemoths on their character, and you know, poor Insert having to play essentially 10 matches against Anji in this top 8 so far right now, but we'll see if she can hold strong and take herself and move forward in this bracket, or if it's going to be Astral moving forward, taking on Float on that Chipp. But bit of a drop here, unfortunately, but a good 6P here from Astral. Going to push Insert all the way this corner, but gold bursts have been the name of the game in a lot of these sets tonight here. And Insert stuck in this corner now. We were ready for it. Astral has been so comfortable just kind of running some basic shimmy pressure here in these corners. Good pickup there off that Rin, that enhanced Fujin Rin. Gives you a bit of that bounce there off a counter hit. Get that pickup additionally, but these 2Ks have been so ready.
And again, not using the meter for the super wall break is just the correct play. When you've got 2 bars, you may as well have the knockdown after a super, you know what I mean? You may as well just have that. BRC is at your disposal. With a tool into PRC is at your disposal. Like, you're not lacking after a wall break. And Astral just able to just do so much for so little.
Yeah, but unfortunately cooking a little too hard in the kitchen, a little too much pepper in that sauce, but tried their best here. Insert trying her best to fight back, keep herself in this bracket here. Through this wall, yep, breaking it for it there, but back to neutral we go. Of course, you have to play that Anji neutral, but the spacing is absolutely there. Oh, we renewed too. I was a little bit worried. I'm like, I don't think Astral would burst here, but maybe they would. But recognizing, you never know, absolutely. But you know, Insert definitely knew that 5H OTG was gonna be enough to do it. Here we are, final round of our game 5 right now. Will it be Astral? Will it be Insert? Sound out in chat if you have a favorite. But right now, there's multiple overheads coming in. Yeah, Casino is ringing another one.
Parry Zipper. I feel like my voice. I feel it so much, bro. No?
There'd be no better way for Astral to win. At this point, it's like your calling card. Pressure.
Yeah, no, Insert is hardcore FD.
Oh, another one! That was
that's
perfect
rough.
too. What a slog there. Astral gonna take it 3-2 over Insert. Insert, unfortunately, Anji matchup. Let's see if Zintai can keep Macmens from running away with it, or if Macmens can show us the right dance moves to work around this sickle-wielding behemoth.
Oh god. So I like to imagine that this is probably still Anji favorite, but we'll see. We'll see. Because Macmens does have the corner, but Zintai bursting just like that. It's completely flopped on you, and Zintai has the full screen zoning. You got to play into him.
Tries to force it a little too much there. Zintai able to call out that again. Good jump into the JS, get a hit. 5D RC the first one, finds its mark. Zintai not quite ready. Doesn't want to break the wall too early right now, knowing that wasn't going to kill, but of course, Zintai stuck in this corner. First to come out here again, not trying to let Zintai play at all at this point, but oh, I love that. Take advantage of the bomber PRC to a little bit of a Superman dash out here. Great recognition. Zintai, good stuff here. Taking that first round.
Yeah. Axel, certainly a big fan of this from what I'm seeing here. Making it super awkward. Even though you're spinning, again, you're either getting a low reward or you're not going to get anywhere. And Zintai's taking full advantage of that, using a lot of low recovery normals in the hopes to maybe bait a spin to get started. Not afraid to play in the Anji danger zone though. You notice that? Very up close offense from Axel.
I can respect, you know, essentially understanding where you can still represent some of those Axel buttons. Of course, that 2P and 5P having a lot of strong utility as well, just holding it out, but keeping ourselves plus up to keep running the sequences. Gets the full combo as well. Sick routing from Zintai here. Absolutely, like that was just good. That was just sick. Like, you know, the recognition, getting the routes we need in a matchup that essentially, you know, has probably, you know, maybe it's at an okay spot right now, but I have to imagine here that you have to make sure you know when to press, know how to work around this spinning game plan. You no longer have this command grab to work against some of these spin spots as well, right? It is a strike now, so definitely kind of has,
I do think that Anji is the struggler in this matchup. I do. It's just all about getting in, baiting the burst, and you're good to go. But he makes it so difficult for you. We just saw in the previous round, Zintai, no offense to Macmens, finessed Macmens. He finessed him. That's the only way to put it. He played that so damn well. Oh Christ, we're back to it again. DRC.
Yep. Spins the way through, tries to check out with some of these 5Ks and some really low committal options. I love that, trying to work around this spin option. But Zintai just playing very elusive right now, trying to overcommit a little too much. But Macmens able to make their way in right now. One good hit to get us all started here. 6P counter hit, calling out maybe the man's option out of the sky. Put him through with a super here. A good chunk of 6P started, by the way, and taking half your health bar. My goodness.
Yeah, this was one of my discussion points I made for Anji. He's one of the few characters that off of a 6P counter hit can meteorously get 30 or 40% depending on the character. That's high. That's really high for a 6P starter. Why?
I love the attempt there. Yeah, that was so good, but still able to find it. Had the meter after to keep ourselves safe, keep the pressure going. Zintai trying to get a little cheeky there as well to see if we can Macmens slipping. And no full pickup here, but at least we are getting the round in our favor. Macmens sitting through that tornado, doing their best to not quite have to play too much of these normals again, but just to get called out and pushed back to full screen. Definitely could be tough to work around this Axel character.
Wow, the dash cancel. Did Zintai mean that, I wonder? DRC. Again, that's the other thing that's a huge factor. Even though we're getting some good spins on tools like 2H, maybe Far Slash, you know, stuff like that. Just Zintai is saving his meter to nullify that PRC. So your play meant nothing. We're back to neutral again. Oh, wait, this is good for Macmens. Even though he was slowed down, the Fujin not coming into play in a good way, and just like Zintai's going to take the dub. 2-0. Macmens. What do you do, man? What do you do?
Yeah, looking a little lost, and now that we're finding some hits, right? But it just feels like we're not able to kind of keep our pressure going. And the right callouts, shouts to Zintai, absolutely showing some great defense in the spots that matter. It feels like very often we used to kind of always pigeon the Axel players, and I feel like rightfully so, as just how much defense they really do? Are they just pressing 2K, right? Well, now they don't have the same like immediate power level of the old 2K, so good defense can take you very, very far, and Zintai absolutely putting on a masterclass both on offense and defense here. So Macmens will have to dig deep and potentially reverse sweep to keep themselves here in this winter final set at least. But a good hit to get started here. Zintai, Macmens push away this corner now. Just have the burst though in case they do get hit.
Backing up. Back it in.
We are just the 2H wall stuff being put up right now. As they move forward here, knocked down. This is a good place to get started here. Zintai has no access to burst. Could potentially YRC on defense if they need it. Oh, but the 5D RC gonna find the right hit. I like this, not breaking the wall, but once again, we saw us earlier.
Yeah, again, Zintai is just playing this so damn well. What he's realized is that he dominates this matchup for a good degree. Except if he's wrong. So that's all he's saving his meter for. He isn't saving it for cash outs, he's not saving it for escapes. He's saving it just to deny a bad scenario. Oh, he spun a normal. No, he didn't. PRC. Oh, he's got me in the corner. No, he didn't. PRC flying at the corner. That's what it comes down to.
Navigate so far, but Macmens looking a little bit more alive here in this game 3. Ready, putting through this wall. 50% of the health bar gone in 9 seconds. When will the burst come out here? Not quite yet. Plus frames again. We now in the Anji Casino have to guess right. First Rin overhead blocked out. Able to get a simple air dash out this time here, but that burst potentially out here. Risk being built up again. When will it come out here? It's a simple 5D RC going to come out again. Zintai not even trying to give Macmens the burst. Says, you know what? You got this one. I'll see you in game 4.
Yeah. I came down to Macmens just getting a good round start situation. Literally, if Macmens can get a round start situation, he can just stop all momentum that Zintai can build up. But if one interaction goes wrong at round start, Zintai will just dominate neutral for a good portion of that round. So what do you do for the round start, I wonder?
Yeah. It just feels like, you know, Macmens obviously able to, you know, gamble a bit more with that health differential. We've seen the 5K being utilized here. A bit of a wall put up, but not too much again. Tries to IED over, but the Tornado's going to catch you for your attempt. Hold this Dark Crush full screen real quick.
Don't spend that.
Coming through. Hold some plus frames again. Oh, the low spaces it out. Zintai tries to get the way out. Oh, but a throw it to the corner. This could be disastrous now for Macmens. We've seen this before. If Macmens cannot maintain that pressure, Zintai absolutely able to play elusive enough, but great dash blocking to find their way in, keeping this Axel guessing here.
Oh, what a spin. The lucky end gets the hit, but the burst off the table. We've got a bar in the back for Zintai. Probably going to save that for another escape here, if I had to guess. Uses the burst. Just like that, we're back to the zoning game plan. Runs under. This is what I mean by finesse, right? Sees a run in, sees a jump in. What does he do? Runs under at the specific timing that would just give him corner pressure. Actual finesse. Look at the risk.
Showing a masterclass right now. We've been blocking for so long. The damage was absolutely top loaded there, and Zintai now on set point and could be our Axel in winner's side of Grams.
Yeah. No, the footing. What a sway back, but unfortunately it throws tech.
Here again. Oh, but delays up to the J8 here. Gets a good knockdown. Big chunk of damage here. Macmen's able to get an ID to get a little bit closer. Who's he going to catch, though? Memento's putting back in Macmen's favor. Zintai's being a little bit careful. Feeling a little bit there. No, a little bit worried. The wires to get some spacing. Big chunk of damage and gets themselves out of the corner. Macmen's kind of stuck more towards the edge here. Slowly get themselves pushed back in here, but IEDJS going to get blocked out. Couple seggers again. 100 meter behind Macmen's. Yeah, and the 5D RC's been getting so much value against Zintai so far. Breaking it early, knowing it wasn't going to kill, even with the super.
Wow,
look at
Zintai.
Oh my god.
Zintai opting to jump out air dash, and we've seen it so many times now that Macmens just realized what to do instantly. Turn around, dash at the guy, and kill him, right? If he's trying to escape, chase him even more. Oh, that's a good spin. Yeah, these are one of the really good spins.
Here again, back to full screen we go though. Block on that low, not trying to overcommit too much here. Good value in that time. We're able to work around both that low strike as well as the tornado, but having to block it out. Good IAD here, working around those disjointed options then. But the wire see once again, Zintai trying to buy some space, trying to keep themselves away from having to take any more of his Anji pressure. But a burst puts Zintai in this corner. The first run is going to hit. 2S coming through here, counter hits again, but there is the burst. Going to get some space here. Macmens just needs to get one more jump in to work around these normals, make Zintai guess, but Zintai not trying to have any of that right now.
Yeah, I think Zintai's looking for an anti-air. He's been doing a lot of really safe grounded stuff, and the moment he could have gone for it, PRC saves both players. Jumps back, pulls himself in, needs that one good hit, and Macmens will be out, and Zintai got the PRC for the play again, and the spin, but not necessarily to win. The help is neck and neck.
No, oh my gosh, and the deflect shield wasn't swung into, but didn't quite recognize. Maybe he wasn't even able to recover in time to press something else, and Zintai left to go of it for you. Here you go, losers semis, Astral, Anji, Mito, Flowedup on that chip, and right away, Flowedup ready getting that first knockdown then, and putting Astral on the defense.
Yeah, seeing those Just Defends are reminding me of the Jam gameplay showcase and thinking to myself, oh my god, did they buff Just Defense? And it's like, no, those two players were just that cracked for some reason. Insanity.
Dude, everyone had me so happy because I got the occasional IB of timing for stuff there, but I was really hopeful. I'm like, oh, please maybe a buff to my late.
They were just doing it so many times. It's like,
yes.
I'm pretty sure the Kaimi did wake up IBFT 3 times. I'm like, what?
Crazy. Yeah, showing up, we have a lot to learn here. Just like Flowedup is showing Astral here to the moon. Not enough to kill. Anji's so damn tanky. Blocked out the low. Takes some space backwards here again. High being blocked this time. We were ready for it. Good far slash to punish. Astral going down in the first round.
Yeah, Astral really wanted to do the 2H reset loops, but against an antsy character like Chipp, you should know that the players are just as antsy as the character, you know? They're gonna mash. They're quite mash heavy. Oh, Christ. Into the throat. We got the corner unlocked. Probably gonna go for the overhead, and they certainly do. And stagger away, but no openings. Astral looking for the chicken blocks.
And of course, out that burst here. Astral gets a bit of space back right now. Here she catches early. I don't know what we were looking for, but didn't want to get punished for a potential whiffed option. Flow not able to quite guess right enough, and they're going to get an answer back. We get a round apiece. Float has big full burst advantage right now. Astral, though, definitely a character who potentially you see in that burst here coming through, but wow, that early cancel into the overhead. Oh, but now plus up to be able to press Astral despite hitting the first hit of the butterfly startup. Oh no, he spun through. 6P to stop it.
Technically, a spin starter, so that probably wouldn't have hurt.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Yeah, they've down, but good stuff to Astral. Despite Flowedup going to the races here, getting that first round, Astral's the one coming through to take it. So it looks like we're going to have to see if Flow can kind of adjust what they need, figure out the right flow, maybe to take out Astral and get it. Of course, in your reward will be another Anji match, so we'll have to see if it'll maybe be a mirror here, or if Flow wants to dig deep and see if they can run the Anji gauntlet, but as we get into game 2, we'll have to see if there's any micro adjustments so far. Both players kind of playing good spots fairly well, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, you can look back at your VOD and watch back and be like, yeah, I just guessed wrong in the Anji casino. Happens to the best of us. So, oh, good jump out though.
Oh Christ. Nice. Able to stagger away, but no openings with the Rickas, no lows, no catches. So far, Astral is locked up, not given anything. No hits allowed. Hold up, able to actually defend against the counter offense and just get started, gets the throw. Holding up here on the blocking defense. Well aware that Astral's been blocking for a good bit of time, so could go for a lot of throws here, if I'm honest.
I love that. Go for the delay 2S here. I mean, up the kill with the signature. No, not quite. Anji built like an absolute tank. Having that Japanese godsend, but good staggers are able to do it. Once again, Flowedup taking the first round. We saw this in game 1, though. You can still see that Astral was the starter, but a 6H counter hit, but oh, we weren't quite ready for the pickup after. Definitely good up on to confirm here. Going through to block on the overhead. We were ready. Keep the same size, go for the low as well. Immediate burst here from Astral.
Huge DP. Gets the jump in. Pulled up. Messed up on the me from the rope. That's so unfortunate. It's going to allow Astral to cash out. And I don't think Floweup's going to give the burst just yet, unless it's really necessary. But as we see here, not needed. Okay, well, RC that again. It does have invincibility. The super does have invincibility, but not in frame 1. So allowed to RC that bad boy. Kind of 1-1. Flowedup. Kinda adjusted, I would say, in that last round there.
Yeah, it's looked a lot more like, you know, like a lot more safer approaches, right? You know, Chipp's, you know, you play a character like Chipp and you feel how quick you can kind of put somebody in a bit of a blender, but, you know, like you said before, right, this is a character whose worst matchup is his own health bar, so gambling against a character who feels like he has twice yours sometimes can definitely be a scary thing to navigate. So Flowedup doing an incredibly good job there, adjusting what we need to do, and the patience at round start. Flowedup just standing there menacingly. That first knockdown here as well again, but there's the gold burst coming out right now. So a bit of meter build up again here. Push it almost through this wall. Tries to stagger it out, but the 2K gonna get thrown on follow up.
Oh, parry super. As we know, Astral loves going for that. Flowedup probably studied up while watching these sets. Astral likes the parry super on defense. Let's wait for that a little bit. I like it. Oh, what counter to this?
Big hit here again. Another bit of plus frame steals to turn even further. Good 6P to challenge any of the jump-in options here. Float and stuck in this corner. Has to get the right couple times. 2P be able to do it. Oh no, but I get the quick cancel. Twist is not able to connect, but we find the throw. I think both players feeling a little confused there.
Yeah. I do like Anji's experimenting with where they can use 2H. Because as a Potemkin main, like when you've got a super plus tool that's advancing, you need kinda see where you can land it, see where your opponent's willing to respect it, you know? Like sometimes I do 5P Kuradoberi just to see. and it'll work. And I appreciate Astral going with that same mindset of like delay staggers into 2H, not necessarily doing close slash 2H every time. Oh, this is bad. Flowedup certainly gets the kill, right? No, 1 HP.
A pixel and a dream, but a trade working out. Flowedup here. We're getting a round 3 in our game 3. Here to see if these two can push it all the way to game 5. Good throw tech here. JD falling, gonna get force Astral to have to burst. Tries to it out with that Nagiha. Able to find the connection. The stagger gonna get DP'd off here. Float having to block it out, but as long as we are right, we get to get our turn back and put Astral in this tough spot to be in. No 50 meter to answer ourselves out, but a 2P to get ourselves started again. ERC trying to get out all the 2H to actually connect.
2H in neutral, that's what I mean, man. You gotta experiment. See what you're willing, what your opponent's willing to respect. Oh, but in the corner, Flowedup does have a great advantage here with the bar meter. Gets a hit, no confirm, gets a hit, another no confirm scenario. My goodness, Chipp mains love doing 1 damage at a time, don't they?
And not only that, but you feel like you can move around, you're like, oh, it's not a big deal, but it could be a big deal. Oh, tries to bait out the burst here, but Astral flowed up. It looked like it could have been all them. They had 100 meter to work with too, and Astral just finds it way out of nowhere. No burst able to be coming out. You know, good stuff to them for holding on to it off of that 1 block, but unfortunately got clipped after landing. Astral now up 2-1. 1 game away for getting a mirror rundown with Macmens. We'll have to see if Flowedup kind of adjust, and like, you know, it's very close, and Flowedup has seemed to take every round 1 so far in this set. We will have to see if that trend continues, but it seems like Astral is able to adjust enough for it there, or Floatup's not quite ready to be able to answer back what Anji has themselves bringing.
Oh, big 2D. Cross up. Sinks the back up, gets the 2K 2D. Unfortunately, whipping on 2D. Flowedup does have the corner though, and Astral has to defend out, look for an opening against Chipp. That won't come too easily, but getting away with a lot of Gamma Blades, plus unblocked clone. Yeah, that's going to allow Flowedup to open up and build up some risk, so good damage as well.
Oh my god, the 2D active enough to catch the backdash there here. Flowedup, unfortunately spending the meter just to get hit for their troubles. No burst to get it off you. The 5D RC doing so much for Astral here. They are now on set point. 1 more round will get them to moving into the top 3, into the Maturino money. We'll have to see if Float can keep their perseverance here. Try to take out Astral. Take us to a game 5.
Ooh, 2K30. Like this, look at that patience. Look at that patience and able to open you up to a lot of the walkbacks to see what Astral's gonna do. And realizing that they're just blocking up, you know what to do after that. You get aggressive. You push that advantage, and Flowedup might have an opportunity to bring it back.
Flowedup breaking the tradition here, losing the first round to win the second round here, trying to shake up the result. Maybe he was looking for, oh, great pickup here again. These 5Ds with the butterfly and the conversion here. A good chunk of damage there. Astral getting on it. Oh, but we spaced it out. We know that Astral's willing to do that here. And Flowedup running great recognition. Good 2P press to fight their way out again. But a DP push back into this corner. Clone gets traded with here, but this time we're going to find the mark. And is it enough to kill it? Is Astral gonna take it 3-1. Flowedup tried their damnedest, but Astral was looking for that mirror. Yep. Time to
we trapped them in a cage with 1 banana to fight for. Ah, Christ. But Astral, as we know, she is the Anji coming from loser side in the white and pink neon, up against Macmens, coming from winner side, getting knocked down with the orange and white neon. So have fun with that, chat. Have fun with that. I know I am.
We'll do our best to remember as we go through here. Astral putting Macmens through his wall. What a big advantage coming into this set so far. We kind of said it earlier. Macmens is not a player who is, unknown to not, kind of look a little lost maybe in that first game to kind of adjust what their opponents will be bringing. Of course, Astral coming off of playing a very close set in a lot of ways. So rather warmed up. Let's see if Macmens can do it. Oh no, was not able to get the cancel into the close slash. Got a far slash instead and sent Macmens far away. chance to get back. Good guess so far. Has to spend the meter. 2P.
Slow 2P. One thing I would definitely note about these two different Anjis, they play very differently, right? Macmens, a bit of a stagger with Fujin options. Astral likes to experiment a bit more with 2H from what I've seen. And another thing to note, Astral's a bit more of a parry super Anji main. You don't really see a lot of that from Macmens. You'll see it, but not as much as Astral does it.
Yeah, and that's the point where it's like a front of mind threat to think about here, but good cancel there. Gets that Rin charge, so the combo with the RC was very obtainable. Good pick up with the 2K, takes the space with the hot follow-up after that Fujin. Oh, good for in the 5H. We get the big hit. This is the combo that every Anji player will be labbing for at least 10 minutes a day when they're in there. Like, have I done my counter hit 5H combo today? But no, parry's gonna find its mark there. Good recognition. Macmen's getting a round back as well. We got round 3.
Oh, so that was case in point. First parry super went to Astral. You know, didn't work out, but it was the first one. Hey, good punish. Shimmy will push through the wall. Macmen's bit of a risky situation against a player with so much mirror to work with. You are dead, my friend. Send Jeffrey with the super.
Perfect as well. Astral on an absolute tear here in that first game. Says, yeah, I might have dropped the round, but Dan, did you see that perfect though at the end? Kind of finessing. Good stuff to Astral. Once again, you know, Macmen's an incredibly talented Anji player. Showed him some pretty good performances in a lot of online brackets and has done some pretty good damage in the offline space as well. The places that they have been able to attend. So we'll have to see if they can kind of dig deep here what they need to do. You know, there's nothing worse than, you know, you can enjoy maybe playing your mirror in a more casual setting, but sometimes playing against your character in a bracket brings in a new level of stress maybe you are not looking for. So we'll have to see if Macmens can essentially deal with his own BS.
Oh no! Shimmy. I love that shimmy play. I really do. Because when you play Zanji, you can make the reads that your opponent's gonna make because they play the same character, right? There are some habits that no matter the character you play, no matter the playstyle you play, that both players will have on the same character, you know? Like, hey, send you through the wall. We're done, and we're tying up on the health bar just like that. Astral has way too much to work with, and Macmen's got nothing in the bag.
Yeah, after putting that cancel there here as well. Macmen still gets the pressure there, but we gotta be ready for it. We know Astral's willing to rip it. But we go, able to still connect the Rin off that Fujin early cancel. My goodness. The recognition on that space here.
Yeah, I wonder if that was a beating thing. Like, I felt like he may have been able to mash that, but I'm not 100% certain.
Oh god, no. Looking like oh no, Ash, you can't just do it like that.
Shimmy ya! Shimmy ya!
Oh no, we're just seeing right now Macmen just, you know, it happens the best with right. You feel like you're making the right call, you know, like yeah, like they're you know, like there should be minus off this or I can do this call, but then just the backdash is there, it's at the ready, not minus enough. Oh
yeah, no, it's insane. It's insane. Because I face a really good player in Scotland, right? And he's gotten so used to me throwing him on the hop. What does he do? He backdashes every time. Yep. And I feel like Astral going like, you play Anji, I play Anji, you know what I'm going to do after a hop. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to go for throw, right? I'm going to go for throw every time. So what does that mean? I'm going to go for backdash every time. I'm going to bait your throw tech every time. And Astral is just doing a fantastic job every time it happens.
He is absolutely ready to try to get this attempt to take down Zintai. Would have to win 2 sets as well, coming from losers here. So we'll have to see if Macmens can dig deep. We'll have to come from a reverse sweep. And like, while there's been some close rounds right now, Astral has been finding all of the right hits. Good pick up their counter hit 6H combos as well. No need to spend that super. One more round, and Astral is going to be winning this set.
God damn, Macmens. Not looking good for you, my man. But as we've seen, Macmens does adapt. Sometimes he's a bit slower to the adaptation depending on the set, and this might be one of them. But Astral's just been making it so difficult for him to guess on his own character, man.
That's it, right? You know, we're so confident in our matchups, so we have to look at our own character sometimes. Oh, catch up the back and it's first save too! GG, shake my hand. We'll see in the next online bracket. Astral taking that with a clean 3-0 over Macmens here, showing that she is the Queen Anji for moderator celebration things now. Which I mean, it's kind of cool, but it is.
Oh yeah, back roll said like 4 years for me, and I was like, oh Jesus Christ. I'm like, how many actions have I actually done?
Yeah, right. It's like, am I actually even a mob for real? But here we go, y'all. We have made it. We have hit the end of our row, but we have one more, maybe 2 more sets as we go through. We'll have to wait and see. Astral here on this Anji, of course, Zintai, the legendary Axel themselves, off to a great start so far, calling out their early part in the Fujin. Return of damage. Astral goes back to that full screen here. Spinning the way through. God, remember when that fish was plus? I don't think anybody was having fun during that.
Yeah, see, that was the thing that actually made this matchup godlike. Very interesting to note is that fish used to just be a very good answer to a lot of zoners, because you went from being minus on spin to all of a sudden enforcing on RPS where you just win, right? Now it's like you're enforcing on RPS that may or may not win. Oh god, but Zintai just off that fantastic start. Like he did with Macmens, he made it very difficult for the opponent to do anything, and Astral is now facing that same wrap right now.
Yeah, Zintai just looking a little too unstoppable and so much pressure here, but gets the delayed on with that fish follow-up, catching out that J as here. Oh, but good spacing on that shimmy. We're using Astral working on their shimmies, but a bit of a drop opportunity. A little more chunk of damage again, but not a hard knockdown, but still keeps Zintai guessing. And if there was one thing that was opening up Zintai in that earlier set, the 5D RCs are definitely part of that key to get it going. You said it. Astral looking unstoppable here, but Zintai finding the first big hit here so far. Good job. It gets a JK, by the way, stopping that anti-air attempt.
Alright, commentary bias is coming on. I want the underdog to win. I want Astral to win this. I want to know, chat, who are you supporting? Are you supporting Astral, the losers run champion so far? Done insanely well from losers. Or Zintai, the unbeatable tyrant? Would love to hear. But right now, Zintai is looking to take a winning scenario. Does have the first. That's evil.
So evil. Had no meter behind it actually initially too. Even off the hit wasn't enough. But the chip damage gonna take it there despite going to a pretty close round 3. Zintai getting the first game of grand finals here. Just needs to get 2 more wins in this set to potentially do it. And even if Astral does find that ability to take the set, she'll have to do it again. And Zintai has just looked so comfortable in this matchup. I see in chat a bit of a call. Zintai has an Anji he practices with it very often, so maybe Zintai is just a little bit more locked in into this matchup than the average character, which, you know, honestly, taking them pretty far in this bracket tonight.
I think I might have seen an Anji one time, but I mostly know Zintai was actually main. Maybe during the season 3 point where he wasn't vibing with it, might have seen the Anji then. But Christ almighty, okay, good poke out. Astral did get a fantastic round start here, but it's all about capitalizing on it. Staggering, YRC, but it don't matter too much. Parry super. This is what I was saying. This is the one buff that Astral has over Macmens. Parry super placements. Genuinely so good with it.
So good, but also good at calling out that Rin as well. Able to get the good punish then, but unfortunately lets Astral get out of the corner. A great 2K press. Gonna stop Zintai in their tracks here. Astral a lot more comfortable so far. Gets the spin into the 2S overhead with the Rin after. Good spacing out here with that empowered Fujin there, but good luck reacting to that. You definitely aren't. Man, the way that looks, I totally get why. His people, you see JH come out, but it never becomes active. 2S gets the clip. Astral looking so good right now.
The setup, if I have to assume, is that if you want the overhead, instead of doing JH, you do JS, right? Like, that makes sense. Oh, what in the... Oh, what in the... Oh, yeah, you're dead. Like we talked about, Anji has fantastic counter hit confirms off of 6P with no meter. And even though Guts was kicking in, was able to kill in just the right amount. That's 1-1. Astral's got a shot.
Yeah, she absolutely does here. And, you know, of course, Macmen's able to get a win in that earlier set against Zintai. So, you know, Zintai definitely able to bleed in this matchup. We're probably seeing certain elements, though this, you know, elements of the reward are maybe not as explosive as they once were for Anji being right. You know, all you have to do is make this Axel character block you, and it could spell the end for him. So we'll have to see what adjustments we get going into game 3 right now. Zintai being, I'm sure, fully aware, if they've been watching, that Astral is willing to rep that parry. Oh, but there it is. You're right. There's that delayed jazz to keep the overhead this time coming through. Back to the full screen you go.
Oh, that one thing
doesn't punish the spin.
One thing I've really noticed is that Zentai's not been able to escape the corner as easily with Astral as he did Macmens, right? Against Macmens, it was a whole bunch of air dashing. It was using the Axel Bomber to escape with the RC. You've not seen that against Astral. Oh my god, you're second ahead. There's no way. You can't read that. You can't read
They get the wall break too. So it's a hard knockdown, but there's 100 meter to work with. Tries to go for delayed in the 5K. No full combo though. Actually not willing to spend the burst. Maybe not a good spot to be able to use it here. Zintai a little bit spooky at the end. Still able to close out that first round.
Ooh, big catch with the rainwater. And now we're just sending it. Tornado, spinning it, doesn't lead to a good scenario. Oh, what a 2P! Just like Astral's in.
Oh, but no punish again. We've been able to jump this a few times, but not having the right button. We need to do it here. And before we get a chance to burst, yeah, I love the early super as well. A big chunk of damage pushing Zintai. There's a hard knockdown again. I'm trying to play neutral with a character like Axel, but no full punish on the fan toss though.
Oh, what a jump over. Again, you can't really punish that one though. Way too quick on the recovery. What a spin on the 2H. Won't mean nothing as the meter covers that option, and now Zintai got the corner lock and had so much space behind him to run away. Oh god.
She's a knockdown here. Hold this close out real quick. Resets with it. Becoming blocked out on the 5D. Trying to find the connection with the JH and get herself hit. RC's down to keep it. Burst save. Zintai doing what they need to do to take it. Incredible recognition of what only option Astral had left to potentially keep themselves in that game. Going to game 4 right now. Zintai only 1 game away from being your Paragon Strive Ladder number 89 champion. But we'll see if Astral can take it to the limit. Go Super Saiyan and give us a grand final reset.
Sorry, so you said fish it a little, bro.
No, I don't blame you. Just sing it off, man. You know what?
Yeah, no.
Karaoke session after.
I got embarrassed, bro. I can't do it. Anyway, 2-1 to Zintai. Looking good. But Astral, I would say, has been making a huge struggle. I don't think Zintai has been winning as easily as he could have. And Astral has just been making him sweat a little bit. Is the best way to put it.
Definitely sweating here, but Zintai's still navigating around. You know, I feel like Astral's just kind of willing to, like, try stuff more, and I'm not saying that it's like trying without acknowledging what the results are going to be, but just a little bit more unorthodox. Yeah, this is rough now.
Step point.
Tournament point. No burst as well for Astral. What an air throw to get herself started.
Oh wait, I like that, the shimmy ya. Astral's trying to get the anti-air, but doesn't get it, sadly. Got mixed up with the left-right. Zintai able to take full advantage, and with a counter at JS, has stolen so much momentum. One good combo to lead to the death of Astral.
Oh my god, that 5K stopping the hop follow-up there again. Gets the press turn back. Marslash is coming through. No block on the Ren this time. Here's Zintai. Good defense. Potentially could be enough to sell it out, but you can't block forever. Oh, looking for a gold burst timing, I'm pretty sure. Did not find it.
Whoa, Astral messed up. Astral messed up. That could cost her. Yeah, that could cost her. Even though you bursted this, what are you going to do at full screen? What are you going to do? Nothing. And Zintai takes it. Grand Finals champion 3-1 on GGST.